Well, what's the general dummy operation? What's that about? I would. Not only would I'd actually I've done a lot of first time I did not only that's necessary, but I want to not and I feel like Dog. Well. Oh, dog. Well, hand me that guitar. Hand me that guitar, dog. Let's get this show on the road. Here's when you'll know.
Hello everybody, it's me, Scoutmaster Demi. I'm super happy and excited, you guys. Hello to all of you. Dark Huntress, it's nice to see you, my German friend. We have a huge care package today from her, from Dark Huntress. I'm really careful not to show any address info as I did that. Let's just get right into it. I was a little late today because I tried very hard to get my second camera working. I'm kind of having some issues with it, but maybe if I kind of hold it up like this, or maybe go like that. I don't know how to properly document my opening of it, but let's see. I can maybe go like that. Hello to all of you. I really hope you guys are doing well. Happy Tuesday. I'm curious what is inside, because I don't have too much of a gauge on like maybe German chocolate. Like that's something that I know of, you know, that's definitely something that I think is like kind of fun and cool. But otherwise, I really have no idea. So that's terribly exciting. And I guess right away, here, let's see if I can hold it up to the camera so you guys can see this part. I made sure to slice the sides of it. Okay, first things first. What is this? Whoa, okay. All right, the box opened up. Oh, these are, Milka. Okay, hold up. I've seen these types of chocolates before. These are like really high quality European chocolates. Okay, hold up. A bunch of them fell out because I did a bad job opening it. But take a look. We've got these little Milkinis. We've got little Toffee nuts. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold up. I gotta try one of these right away. Let's get a Milkini right in here. I'm hoping a Milkini is delicious milk chocolate. Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this, you guys. That looks good. That is a darn good. Here we go. Okay. This almost makes me think that there's just milk inside of this milk chocolate. I don't know what this white interior is. I kind of feel like it's just milk. Like this is like I don't know, condensed milk or something. That's so good. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Okay. Next is this. What is this? Okay. I love that because I think for a while, I don't think this is the case anymore, but I think for a while, Kinder chocolates were illegal in the United States. So we've got Ein Kleinecht for Dick, or maybe it's Ein Kleineck for Dish, which looks really great. Let's bust this open. Let's try one of these Kinder Ein Kleinex. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that horribly, so feel free to correct me. Dark Huntress or any other German friends. Here we are. Oh, these are really cute. These are dark chocolates. Let's bust it open. Here we go. Yeah, that's right. Kinder Surprise was banned. Yeah, it was Kinder Surprise that was banned because of, like, regulations with toys. Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, not having toys inside your chocolates. Yeah. Oh. That's great. That's really good. Okay. What's this? Oh, Toblerone! Okay, I didn't know Toblerone was German, but that makes a lot of sense. Okay, Toblerone you can actually find every now and then in the United States. It's not like very common. You don't see it everywhere, but it's really good. I love Toblerone. Oh my gosh, wow. That's like the kind of chocolate you break off like in the little segments and pieces. You bring it. Oh my gosh, wow, that's great. It's Swiss. Okay, that makes sense. It's Swiss, not German. Yes. Oh, what is, look at this. Schokolinsen? Okay, so Schoko is definitely chocolate. What is, I wonder what Schokolinsen is. They, maybe they look kind of fruity, maybe? Are these like, let's see. Let's see what we can find. I'm gonna take off that little clip. Schokolinsen. And I'll get a white and a pink one. Okay, or two white. Oh, they're mints. These are chocolate mints. Okay, let's try a pink one too. Well, that's white. Okay, here we go. A pink one coming in. That is really good. That is a great mint. Yeah, it seems like, oh, what is this? Prinzens. Look at this Prince. Look at this Prince roll. Okay, I feel like I've had these type of crackers before. Or they're not, obviously not crackers because they're chocolate, but okay, what's the type of food you would call this? Like wafers, biscuits? Oh man, these are so good. I would bust one open right now. I'm gonna make a mess, but you know what? Let's do it anyway. We have to bust it open, right? That's only right to make a mess and then clean it up the next day. All right, here we go. Coming out. Big reveal here. Big reveal here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That looks good. That looks good. Mmm. These are very good. I need milk, don't I? Wow. Oh, it's just so good. Doug Vader in chat just said this. He reminds me of an old school Fire Emblem character. I kind of see it. He kind of looks like an old, not Marth, but like an opposing prince or something, like someone from a different nation. A prince who's less noble. Okay, these are so good. I think these are called, I don't know what these are called. I've had these. I've definitely had these before. These are like on airlines. You can get these sometimes. Belgian butters. Butter biscuits. Fine butter waffling. Let's bust one open right now. This is the day I'm gonna eat nothing but delicious sugars. Here we go. Yes, it did. Retro. I have to show that up in just a second, actually. Yeah, I have to, today was a big mail day. Butter waffle crisps. Ugh. Okay, I'm having a hard time because I don't want to just like bust them like crazy. Here we go. Here we go. Let me get a better piece. I'm just going to keep eating the broken pieces. There we go. They're so good. They are a little buttery. They have a nice... They're great because, you know, they're not like super soft. They have a great crunch to them. Man. Those are so good. Dark Huntress, I love you so much. Holy cow. I can't wait for you to get my care package. Oh, what are these? What are these? Nuppers. What is this? Let's bust one open. They're all kind of tied together. Okay, here we are. Nuppers. Or knoppers. With milk. They look like maybe wafers. Maybe wafers. Here we go. Let's try it out. Let's see what the knopper is. Oh, that looks good. This could be my favorite thing right here. This could be my... Okay, hold up. Here we go. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's amazing. It's like a wafer, but it has solid chocolate at the bottom. So it doesn't, it's not unlike a wafer where it just kind of evaporates in your mouth. This is a wafer with substance. Oh, so good. I'm gonna move these down so you guys can see better. Ooh, what is this? Hanuta. Is this Nutella? Like a Nutella kind of, or a hazelnut sort of? Hanuta. Let's see. I've got to find a good way to bust this open. This is definitely the diabetes stream. Okay, here we go. Hanuta. I'm butchering all the pronunciations, I know. But I do love hazelnut. Oh, these look similar. Oh, but this looks really solid. Okay, this might be my favorite right here. Let's see. That's good. That's really good. German chocolate, ladies and gentlemen. It's still going. This care package is still going strong. I cannot believe it. Okay. This is called After 8. Ooh. We all know all the amazing things that happen after 8 o'clock. Winter Design Edition. Okay, they look like maybe, like, almost like Thin Mints, maybe? Like a chocolate mint flavor. Okay, here we go. Let's try these out right here. Or yeah, maybe it's not after it, maybe it's after Iked, you know? That was a bad joke, alright. Look at all these. They're like little tea leaf bags. Let's go ahead and do this. And it's thin. Oh! Ooh! That melts in your mouth. Oh my. Imagine an Andes mint. You guys know Andes mints? They're like the little chocolate mints you get at restaurants. Imagine that. I'm gonna have another. Because I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting like a big crunch. Oh, look how fancy. After 8. I love this logo. Oh, this is good stuff. This is really good stuff. I'm gonna take a little bite this time. It melts in your mouth. It just melts right away. Wow. Oh. Oh my gosh. Ooh, what are these? Koala milk. Koala milk. These look really cute. They kind of, just at a glance, I'm thinking of like, maybe like circus cookies. Let's see. I know how to pronounce koala. Oh yeah, look at these. Oh, these kind of remind me of, these little Korean like fish cookies I used to eat. I had a lot of Korean friends growing up. Let's see. Oh yeah. Here. Let me get a little nibble. You can see the inside. Oh, nope. I ate it all. I ate it all. I ate it all again. Oh. Wait, is there no chocolate? I'm trying to take the littlest nibble. There we go. Okay. It's white chocolate. It's really hard to see. I'm sorry, the camera can't really tell, but it's white chocolate. Okay. Dark Huntress. Oh, there's more! Nabber Espapier. Nabber Espapier. But that, now I'm sounding Spanish. How does it, I wonder how you say this. Okay, is this one thing? No, it's not. Look at this. They're like little papers. I think that's the Espapier. Can you see up close? They're like, maybe they're like fruit. Maybe they're like fruit papers? Let's see. If I bust it open. I don't want to break it. Look at these papers. Ooh. Okay. This really does. The texture and consistency really is like kind of like a foam paper. It's got a really subtle like kind of fruit flavor to it. Really subtle. Wow. Yeah, not quite gum pizza roll though. Great guess. Wait, what is this? How is it still going? These are called Nusper Puffris. Nusper Puffris. Frieger. I don't know what these are. We gotta find out. They almost look like Kix cereal. That was my first thought. Uh-oh. I'm gonna make a big mess, aren't I? They're fruity. Wow, they're really strong though. Really strong fruit flavor. Whoa. They're like, imagine like Fruity Pebbles or like, the fruit, in Trick cereal. Imagine that, but like way fruitier. Really good. Really, really good. I need to have like clips for all these things. Oh my gosh, it's still going. How is this still going? We've got Fritz sticks. Fritz sticks. I think Fritz are fries. Are these fry sticks? Are these fry sticks? Ooh. Ooh. That's got a good flavor. They're kind of barbecue flavored. They've got like a subtle barbecue, kind of like a subtle garden flavor. That's good. That's really good. That's really, really good. Okay. Oh my gosh, and now here's this. Zweibly ring, which I think, isn't Zwei 2? I think so. These are 2 rings? No, I don't know. I'm sure Zweibly means something. They kind of, they do kind of look like Funyuns. I see chat talking the same way. They do kind of remind me of Funyuns. Let's take a bite. Let's see what these are. Ooh. You know what? These are even better than Funyuns. Because they're like... They got kind of like an herbal flavor. These are really good. Mmm. Okay, Zweibel means onion. They're onion rings. Of course. Okay. And finally, I think finally, we've got merci! Merci petites! Merci is, of course, thank you in Italian. No, in French, right? Or is it both? Merci to whoever in Europe I offended. Alright, let's bust these open. Let's try one of these out here. Let's see what this is like. Oh, they are little petites. And actually, I see many different colors. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of flavors. We've got, Howie Mandel flavor. I'm just kidding, I don't know what Mandel is. What is Mandel? Kind of nutty. Kind of nutty. We've got Dunkel Vomik. Dunkel. I'm not sure what flavor this is. Let's see. Ooh, solid milk. Solid milk chocolate. There's more! We've got Took. We've got little Tooks. Sour cream and onion Tooks. They're like, they look like crackers. Let's have a little Took. That's me, though. I'm a fool of a Took. Pronouncing all these words incorrectly. Alright, coming in. My first ever Took. Here we go. Oh! Oh my. I could eat this entire thing right here. The best comparison I have, they're like the fancy sour cream and onion Ritz crackers. I'm gonna eat another. That was so good. Mmm. Mmm. Tooks. Tooks. Tooks are good. Those are really good. Okay, now I have to... Of course I missed something again. There's so... Oh my gosh, there's still more. Dark, can we spam salutes for Dark Huntress, please? Like, this is like the nicest thing ever. Giotto. Giotto hazelnuts. Look at these. Oh my gosh. These are like... Here. Oh, these are long. These are like cigars. Look at these things. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Let's see. Let's see what these are like. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. They're not cigars. They're like... Okay. Imagine a whole bunch of mini Ferrero Rocher packed together in a roll. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's good. I have to eat this whole roll, don't I? Because otherwise it's gonna go bad. Mmm. Although my belly's getting really full. Every time I thought it was done, there was something else. So I gotta take one more look in here. Yep, there was more. Yep, there's more. Oh, no, 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 no. It's not. I opened it already. Or did I? Oh, no, I think it already opened in the box. Whoops. Okay, chips are spilling everywhere. I think I opened that poorly. Okay, well, these are good, though. These are good, though. Okay, they're opened up upside down. So let me see if I can show you the name. Chips frisch. Oh, like fish and chips. Oriental style fish and chips. They're good. They're definitely, they got a great flavor. They've got a great flavor. Okay. What I should be doing is taking out all the items after I pull them out. Well, there's still more! These are called Bras Bonbons. Let's see if we can have a Bras Bonbon. Oh, yeah! These kind of remind me of, like Sweet Tarts. Right? These are kind of like, let's see if I can, let's see what I think. Ooh, yep. Oh, whoa. It's got kind of like a, it's got a strong flavor. Like it fizzes in your mouth a little bit. It fizzes in your mouth. They kind of remind me of like Willy Wonka bottle caps. These kind of remind me of bottle caps. They're good. Everything was good. There was not one thing I had where I was like, that was mid. Wait, I think there's still more! Okay, we've got blau, minis, and we've got bunt toot. Let's try a bunt toot. How is this still going? Okay, here we are. Let's try a, wait, that's funny that came from the red bag. This blue one came from the red bag. I wonder if there'll be any red ones in the blue bag. Alright, let's see. Oh, this is, I can already tell this feels so solid. This is a solid piece of chocolate. I can already tell it's gonna be amazing. Yep. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so good. Okay. These might actually be my favorite. Let's try the blue. That's just like solid, amazing chocolate. Okay, we've got Edelvolmik. Edelvolmik. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Okay. Oh. I feel like all the American food that I sent Huntress is not nearly as cool. Also, apparently $50 gets you a lot more in Europe than it does in the United States. Let me tell you. I had like one of everything and I'm like stuffed. Holy cow. That was amazing. Am I missing anything? Am I missing anything, Huntress? Do you think I got it all? If I am, I'll go over it again with a second video. Oh my gosh, and this Toblerone. Let's try a toffee chocolate too, before I'm full. Okay. I'm officially stuffed. I'm so full. Holy cow. Okay. Again, I said this already. I feel like I've achieved nirvana. Okay, and this, I'm not gonna put this little chocolate back in, I gotta eat it. I have a eat chocolate when you find it policy. Okay. Oh. That was so good. Can we, salute Huntress one more time? That was freaking amazing. Oh my gosh. I should show you my pants right now. My pants are a mess. I got so many little crumbs on myself as I was just chowing down. My mouse pad is a mess too. That's on me. I gotta clean that up. But that's a problem. That's a good problem for tomorrow. You know what I mean? Tomorrow's problems for tomorrow, as they say. That's a problem. That's not a problem for Demi right now. Demi right now needs to drink some water and maybe some milk. Oh. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was freaking amazing. Oh, I didn't even go full... Okay, wow, you guys didn't have any music this whole time. Oh, wow, I didn't do any of the music or sounds or anything. Okay, I'm bad. First of all, Fuse100, thank you for the raid. I'm sorry to everybody. I wasn't able to keep up with the chat because I was focusing on my snacks. Hello to all of you. I know I saw Daedalus. I've seen Hedgehog, Cha, everybody else. Cocoa Bean. It's nice to see all of you. Again, can we spam emotes for where we're missing Fritkirsch? Fritkirsch? It has scary dogs. What are the scary dogs? Fritkirsch? Oh my gosh, I can't believe there's still something. You need... I think I need to send Dark Huntress another package, too. To make up for it, because that was so good. Oh my gosh. Oh boy, my belly is so full. Small, firm, red package. I don't know that I can look right now. I could, you know, let's do it. Here's what we'll do. Let me go back again. Let me go back again. Here, hold up. Before we... Actually, you know what? Maybe that's right. Let me get hungry first. Let me build up my hunger meter one more. No, but then Dark Hunter, it's late for you because you're sleepy. I know it's really late for you in Europe. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll do this one at a time. I'll go back here since we can see everything perfectly. The Kinders. Milka favorites. Schokolinsen. Oriental. Chips, fish and chips. Chip fish. After eight. After eight. Oh, is that what these... No, these are merci, which are French, not Italian. We have Prinzen. Bunt. Giotto. Koala. We've got koala. Wait, I think I found them. I found them. Torinos. Oh, these are like really nice pretzels. Gouda pretzels? Are these Gouda pretzels? Okay, let's take a little bite here. Oh, they smell so good. Oh! Look at this pretzel. It's so soft. That is the softest pretzel. Wow. Okay, we found him. Oh no, but there's something else too? We've got the knoppers. We got Tooks. Aha! Wait, no, I got these. Fritz sticks. I found him, I think. I think I found it. Frit. These look like, is this like a fruit? Shy cherry. Oh my gosh, okay. Now I need to put these things away. All right. Let's try a frit. Oh, these are long. Ooh. These kind of remind me of Airheads a little bit. I have... ooh. Hold up. It might be gum. Hold up. Oh no. That's an Airhead. Where's the gum? It's a really chewy. Mmm. That's good. Okay. I've died and gone to heaven. Again. Oh my gosh. That was, American foods are not as good. I know that's not an uncommon sentiment, but man. I feel like what Dark Huntress sent me, it was like so much better than what I sent her. That's why I gotta send her more. Cow bonbon. Cow bonbon? What? I don't know. I wouldn't know how to fix that. What is I wonder what cow bonbon means. Okay, let's start our game. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Can we again spam the salutes, please? That's like, I love you, Dark Heart. And actually, I should say too, to anybody out there, who thinks that they have like fun, you know, treats or something that would be fun for me to try. I would love it if you sent a care package, and I would return the favor. I wouldn't be one-sided. I sent Dark Huntress a care package too. Although again, let me tell you, I feel like her care package is a lot better, so I gotta send her another one. I would love to. If anyone thinks, oh, Texas candy or I don't know, Canadian candy or whatever, please let me know. I would love to. I would love to try it, and I would send you one as well, Beck. So I have to say that because that was so good. Oh my gosh, now I'm full. I am full, ladies and gentlemen. Holy cow, I am so full. Okay, so if you were not able to, okay. Actually, let me pause real quick. So, in this case, this is a game about investigations, criminal investigations. We are a prosecutor, but we don't prosecute in this game. We only, hey, Mr. Fab, yes, Mr. Fab is here. My Costa Rican friend. Which, by the way, I would be fun to do. It'd be fun to do a Costa Rican exchange. So basically, the main character tried to help out a hostage situation, where the hostage was the son of a wealthy boy, and it took place in an amusement park. And I'm trying to think what else. I think a dead body of a butler just showed up, and I think now we're trying to figure out how the butler died, as well as like find the track down the hostage who got taken away. What is Livewire? I know LimeWire. What is Livewire? And this girl right here, Emma Skye, is from the first Ace Attorney game. She's very cute and scientific, and she's studying to be a forensic detective. A great thief? Don't think too hard on her, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. That's right. This girl that I'm with calls herself the Great Thief, Yatagarasu, who is a thief that steals important evidence from people to try and get them convicted in court. Oh, Mountain Dew Livewire. Oh, I've never had Mountain Dew Livewire. That'd be good. Would you do? Actually, Unfunny, you should also. Oh, Unfunny, isn't there like that? Isn't there like a type of Dr. Pepper? It's called like cherry wine, or I think cherry wine, or I don't know. I feel like I've heard of something like that. So why are you here, Emma? Well, I just happened to decide to come back for spring break. And then I heard that you'd come back too, so I raced on over here. I really wanted to welcome you back at the airport, but I had just missed you. How exactly did you know I was here? Through the power of science, naturally. Never underestimate what science can do for you. I use these to track your footprints, and I follow them straight to you. This set is the greatest. It's so wonderfully scientific. You spray this chemical on the ground, and when you shine the special light in it, zing, the footprints light up like an electrified noble gas in a glass tube. It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking. Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me than at this very moment. Emma, I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about? Well, I did get a call from Detective Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edgeworth needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said. What was that man thinking? Or rather, not thinking. So let me guess, there's been a murder, right? Yes, unfortunately. Sudden glint in her eyes, but I need to keep my mind focused on the witness. Now, where did that person go? I assume this is another Badgermobile. Yeah, but it's a different color than the Blue Badger's car. This is retina searing pink model. What's that off in the distance? Oh, hey, it's the pink Badger. Badger gets. That's right. If you take all the photos of the Badgers, you do a great time. Want to say you're sorry from your slap comment? Oh, you're good, Retro. Oh, that's right, Retro. Wait. I forgot about that. Hold up. Wait, let me finish this and I'll do it. And no, you're fine. Five Eyes is crazy too, by the way. I don't know what is happening. I think this Badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you by any chance the witness I've been searching for? Sorry, but I don't speak Badger dance. Huntress, have you played the Ace Attorney games? Oh, that's right! I can't take being inside that stuffy head anymore. You're... No! Why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly and cause me great grief. Edgy Poo! Why couldn't you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really. I was trying so hard to keep the kids' dreams alive by staying in character. But you couldn't pick up on what I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of that roundabout way of talking, so let me just be direct. I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. Today has gone beyond the typical not my day into the realm of waking nightmare. So you're a friend of Mr. Edgeworth too, Miss Pink Badger? You could say that, but right now I'm just the Pink Badger, dearie. She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman. The name's Wendy Oldbag. But you can call me Wendy or Granny or whatever suits your fancy. Nice to meet you, Miss Oldbag. I'm Kay Faraday. Ha! What do I care about a young whippersnapper like you? Yeesh, I was just trying to be polite. This girl's great. This old bag. Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time we met? Ha! I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. I get called in all the time to fill in when there aren't enough hands. But enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally got the chance to see you again, and here you are talking with two young girls. Men are all the same. It doesn't matter how old they get, they callously flirt. Finally got someone to notice me, went around and arranged a marriage with a 16-year-old. What does he see in her in the persimmon? You seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, please, I'm begging you. By all means, do not provoke her any further. Aren't you forgetting something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness. Honestly, I hope she isn't, but I don't think fate is going to be so kind today. I saw what happened. I even saw the exact moment it happens. How's that? So it is true, she's the witness. I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag. Yeah, it was just a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. The moment of the murder. You mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes? Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. Oh no. We have to... I came to the stadium to take a short break. I wish I could read it that fast, Huntress. That's crazy. And as I was resting, I happened to glance over, and I saw two young men facing each other. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say, unfortunately. What's that unfortunately attacked on at the end supposed to mean, Edgy Poo? Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this little old lady. Came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over. Now, let's press her. Hey there, Lich King, nice to see you. You mean you took a break from being the Pink Badger? You may not think it, but it's hard work keeping kids' dreams alive. You smell a sweat, your hip creaks with pain, you even begin to dream about work. That's the kind of story that would scare a child for life. Well, that's why I chose to come to take my break here, whippersnapper. I don't plan on playing the part of the dead badger now. Oh, yes, that. Well. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other. It was great, Lich King. A sticker album stream, Mr. Fab. Yes. I gotta find a good day to set that up. But I have them near me. Maybe not right this second. Actually, today would have been a fun day to just open up a bunch of stuff, huh? Because I still have to open up Retro's thing, too. And actually, yeah, let me... You know what? I'll pause real quick. Let me pause real quick and show you guys something real quick. So if you guys are unfamiliar, a while back, we had this, there was this little roll that got rolled for, on the Demi D20, which I bring back for hype trains. Retro Box rolled a 15, which is spend $15 for me. And this came in the mail. It just came in the mail. Which is really fun because I was like, what is this? I wasn't expecting any packages. But lo and behold, take a look at what Retro spent my $15 on. We've got ourselves here. Actually, I'll go full screen for this. I love this. You know, it's funny. Normally, I don't care for Funko Pops that much, but I really love the 8-bit like style. I think the eyes look really fun with that, and I love that it's like a Mega Man, and he's got like Mega Man 9 power up, which I think is really cool. So yeah, I love that, man. I think it's super cool. Let's like go ahead and slap it up. I will put it right here for now, I think. Which is super cool. Gotta represent all the fun folks. Oh my gosh, what is this? Oh, I forgot to put this away. I did not need to eat that, but I did. Oh, so good. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Oh man. Delicious. Okay, let's save it up real quick. Oh. Life is good, you guys. Life is really good. And I want you to know it. Anyway, yes, sticker album. I will find a time to do that as well. Probably, I might do it with my, because I have to do another unboxing stream sometime soon, Mr. Fob. So I'll probably do it with that. You saw two men. Can you describe them for me? They look like your average Joes, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring, I don't even remember much beyond that. But do they have any special features? Anything you can recall would be very helpful. Oh my, don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over them, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous. It's alright, Edgy Poo. Those two were just fowls compared to a stallion like you. Or fools. I thought so little of I lost interest the instant I laid eyes on them. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot, and the person who was shot fell to the ground. You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place. Absolutely, that gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try to go help the person that got shot? I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat. What else could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could find someone who could help. Two men, one bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. We should space out the next one. You're right. This is true, Huntress. This is very true. This is so true. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you, Retro. What were the other reasons that it spoke to you? Out of curiosity, I love the pixelized look of it. I love the pixelized look of it. Well, if I saw that guy again, I'm sure I could identify him. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without someone to jog my memory? Self-centered, aren't we? While it was somewhat useful, her testimony also presents us with a new problem. Mr. Edgeworth. So about this new problem, what is that giant grin on your face for? Do you want me to show you something really nice? No, thank you. Don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're gonna like. What is that gadget you're holding? What you see before you is the secret weapon of a great thief. Ah, I should have known it would be worthless. Ah, don't be like that. Tee. What do you think now? What's it doing? It's projecting something into the air. I'm gonna input the necessary info to run the simulation. Oh yeah, and the E3 sticker. True, true. Yeah. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. What is this? This is a recreation of the murder based on the little info I've inputted in a Little Thief. Little Thief? I dare say you're taking the Robin Hood thing a bit too far. Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see, Miss Oldbag said that she saw two men facing each other, and then a gunshot ran out and the victim fell to the ground. Ah, so with this we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past. See? So what do you think? I have to say I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days. Well, it is the super secret weapon of the mighty Atagarasu. Did I pronounce that right, Lichki? The recreation could come a little out strange. I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's testimony. Right now, the simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony. I should re-examine everything, and if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification. And even present evidence when you find a contradiction. I've got Little Thief with me, so you just let me know, okay? Little Thief is such a great name for a little item. According to the testimony, it fell to the ground here. If that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. Huh? What? Where? If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Something should be missing. Blood?
Take that!
This is the contradiction. If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. If you think back, how do we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one? There's no blood on the ground here, right? Exactly. The fact that there was no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony. Edgipoo, how can you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down. You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there's another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. I have a feeling because they were in the suit. The pink badger suit, maybe? It's the silhouette of the killer. Can you recreate the face of the killer? Right. We can't input what we don't know. They broke the stage down. I guess this means they're done for the day. I'm really curious what Emma has to say about this. This is amazing! Just feel the power of science. What is this? Some sort of new attraction? Maybe I have enough logic. Let's see if we got enough logic now. Ah, yes. Victim. Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? So you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume there's a good chance he was. And if he was shot while inside one of the stolen costumes, Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground. Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume. You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints, but the problem is finding them since there doesn't seem to be any around. Footprints, huh? Wonder how we can go about finding some of those. We should talk to Emma Skye again. Because she had that whole thing about finding footprints, right? Emma, about that method you were talking about for finding footprints. Finally, my expert knowledge in forensics is needed. I love how much spunkier she is in this game than in Apollo Justice, which is kind of bitter. Leave it to me, my cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well, if you could please analyze the footprints in the area. Witness the power of science at work. Is this a real thing? I found something right here. Oh, that's right. Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a visualizer. These footprints here were definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the way they were layered, these seem to be the newest. Then we can conclude the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. Okay, in that case, I'll update Little Thief's simulation. They honestly look like EM waves. they totally look like EM waves. We got a visualizer going on. Is that a real thing? Do you guys think there's a real thing to find footprints like that? With spray and like special glasses? The victim was wearing a costume when he died. Should be one step closer to the truth, right? Maybe closer, but now something else has caught my attention. What do you want? Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. Came to the stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and I saw two men facing each other. Suddenly, there was a loud gunshot. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. So, does this mean that Miss Oldbag's testimony has a contradiction in it? Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation. Let's see if we can pull info out from Miss Oldbag to put into the recreation. The recreation. For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. In the stadium, take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance and I saw two men facing each other. Is this the contradiction? How could she have known they were men if they were in costume? Suddenly there was a loud gunshot. Yeah, I think this is interesting.
Objection!
Two men. How did you know the gender of the two people involved? Seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time. Ah! Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I would very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. Whoa! I'm beginning to doubt if you really witnessed the murder at all. But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat, in the second tier. The second tier? Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, you know, I was using the phrase in the metaphorical sense. Hey, Madar, nice to see you. I see your witness still has a screw loose in the metaphorical sense. The cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs, which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap. Were you able to even see the victim's costume from way up there? Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was young. And I could spot people from 100 away, and they also tried to flash and make a move. I was a careful girl with the judgmentals. Let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay? Like he just jacks out of that conversation. I did, yeah, kind of regular Tapu Koko. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Miles Edgeworth on the air, yeah. We're just out here jacking in, pulsing out. Maybe I should examine... Okay, this is definitely some logic right here. This is some good old-fashioned logic. If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down. Do you want me to input that little bit of info in a Little Thief? Yes, if you please. Okay. Okay. Interesting. There was clearly a contradiction. Please stop stealing my lines. Oh, come on. It wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me. I suppose, in any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood in that way, because there was a very real stage set up in this spot. Yeesh, I told you I got it. You feel the need to explain everything? Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. Isn't it obvious the killer was on top of the stage naturally? Right, Miss Oldbag? Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage. See? Now let me update the info. Okay. Very, very interesting. Well, well, what do we have here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. I love this guy, Detective Lang. He's got a great theme. Oh, sorry, Agent Lang. He works for Interpol. Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we've discovered that the real scene of the crime is here, the stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that? Little Thief is not a toy. You two! Sir! Whoa, Troop Grammari was in the corner there. Whoa, that's actually crazy. Which makes sense, though. I think in this time, this was like 7 years ago, right? This would be around the time they were really popular. And there you have it. You see, big boys don't need silly little toys, girl. Now this is a recreation. So what? Do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course. Even knowing the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. Yeah, that was cool, right? That was cool, Retro. Hey there, Beto! We just started, kind of. I had a big care package from a friend in Germany. That was fun, and I feel positively stuffed. I'm so full. So ridiculously full. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He's the most likely suspect we've got, especially given the circumstance with his gun. Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. You see? Thank you for understanding, my little crow girl. I'm not some common crow. I'm the Atugarasu, the Raven of Legend. Unfortunately, your conclusion has yet to be tested, so let's see how well it holds up. How's everyone's day been going? Maddock, did you get a good Tapu Koko from the raid? And Beto, how has your day been going? This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. Let's press this. Lying in wait? How'd you even know the victim was going to come here? Simple. He was investigating the kidnappers, right? And while he was doing so, he came to understand the victim, Mr. Deacon's movements. Ha! And why would the good officer want to ambush and kill a kidnapper? You mean his motive? Who knows and who cares? You can find that out for yourself when you talk to him in jail. Huh. You have no respect for the order of law. Don't get me wrong, but I need more than there's no motive to convince me otherwise. He's right, the lack of a motive is a rather weak argument by itself. So the officer lay in wait on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. So you agree with how our recreation turned out? Like I said, I'm grateful you were able to save me some time. Alright, but we still don't know why he chose to wait on top of the stage. Who cares? Maybe he wanted to become the Blue Badger. Who's to say he didn't see the stage and decide to put on a Badger stage show of his own? Or maybe there's a completely different reason. What does it matter? It still doesn't change the fact that Officer Meekins stood up on that stage and shot the victim on the ground below. Okay, we gotta think about this. Something about the angle too, I think. Oh, the Zero Collection. I love that, Beto. You honestly believe what you're saying? That means you're starting with 0-1. 0-1's a hard game. Hey, you're the ones who came with the scenario. Are you saying you doubt yourselves? Touché. Unfortunately, Agent Ling's conclusions do not contradict our recreation. No, not quite. I wonder if what we had recreated earlier was the whole truth. Looks like we found the real crime scene first. Haha, brag all you want, but we don't have that free time unlike the two of you. You know what you remind me of? A dog licking his wounds as he whimpers home. Well, I guess I should be thankful for all the time you saved me. Shay Shay. That's how we say thanks in my country. You're welcome. But I'm here now, so I'll be taking over. This is where the crime took place. Classic Mega Man. What's your favorite classic Mega? I like the X games, but to a certain point. Like, I really love the Super Nintendo ones. I'm like less excited about the PS1 ones. That's how I feel. I love X1. X1 is my favorite X game for sure. He lay in wait. When the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. Shot through the shoulder. Oh, right. The angle doesn't make sense. The angle doesn't make sense. Because the way that he got shot once before... Here, I'll show it. I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You couldn't quite unexpectedly, after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said that the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. Actually, I didn't get that good of a look. Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. More consistent with an angled shot from beneath. Then, a recreation of the victim being shot at an angle from above. You're discounting your own conclusions. No, this is one point and only one flaw. This was the mistaken parameter in our recreation. Ooh, the killer and victim spot. You like all the classic ones? Oh, nice challenge. And actually, I think Mega Man 1 is the only one that has a high score feature too, right? You like all the classic. They're all pretty fun retro. They have a fun feeling to them. I think my favorite's probably Mega Man 3. But I think 8 is also really cool. I kind of feel it. They're all fun in their own way, aren't they? I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we initially thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage, being shot by his own killer. That's what's happening, but also explain the positioning of the gunshot wounds. But then, what about his footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume that the killer also wore a costume. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? True, 7 and 8, yeah, and because they're like modern in a way. Though you would think that like Mega Man 11 would have done the same thing, right? 2 more because of the nostalgia of the OST. I do think Mega Man 2 is probably the best OST, the best soundtrack. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. Another bit of proof. I ask that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. The 3 marks are indicative of the blue Badger-mobile. That story Officer Meekins told about the shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the blue Badger-mobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body back to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. You believe he moved the body with the car? That's right, it was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us the way. The 3-tire tread marks are very telling. However, is the blue Badger-mobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? I think Shilong Lang has the best outfit. I would love to see a cosplayer of him. Like, that jacket is just way too cool. The 3 marks are indicative of the blue Badger-mobile. What if I just, like, objected right away? I knew it. I knew it. Look at that. What a pro. What a pro I am. Sorry, Agent Lang, but that's an impossible tale. And why is that? Those tire marks could not have been left by Officer Meekins' blue Badger-mobile. Oh, gosh, I love the music in this game. One look at the car would have told you so. What proves the blue Badger-mobile had never been to the stadium? The wheels. Yeah, it really did have potential for DLC. I'm surprised they didn't do anything. Not a single dollop of mud. If the car had come to the backstage area and left those tracks, then the lack of mud on these tires stands out as very peculiar indeed. Then how do you explain the tire tracks, genius? Hey, I've got it. What about Miss Oldback's pink Badgermobile? Don't be ridiculous. I was sleeping the entire time in the second tier seats. Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there is yet one more roving store, as I recall. Oh, you mean the Proto-Badger? That's right, there was one more parking spot inside that garage, and it proves the existence of a Proto-Badgermobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this Proto-Badgermobile post-haste. There might be some more incriminating evidence in it. Hey, did you hear something? Hell. Help me. Are you alright? Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time? Wild West with kidnappers. He was in the room next to the one I was held in? Ran away using underground and got lost. The kidnappers. What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say. The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes. Do you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces, but two. One was a woman. A woman? Quite an important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on this already. I'll even let you guys can have what the kid just said right now, a gift. Now, you're gonna get out of my crime scene, or am I gonna have to get rough? Ugh, again? You're nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about to let you get away with that easily. Don't count on me to testify because I won't. Not for you. That's right, I won't either. You hear me, young whippersnapper? Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not going to get rough on either of you. I'll give you my word. Come on now, fair maidens. What do you say? Will you cooperate? Fair maidens? My, you little rascal. You sure know my way into a woman's heart. Lang Zi says, the passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever. Trying to outdo my edgy poo with your fancy schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with. So we're clear, I'm only interested in giving my statement. Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, poor Emma. Yeah, those are unique shades. It's like an X shape. He's got like an X look to it. Yeah, that's super interesting. I don't think I've ever seen glasses like that. Full on X shape. March 13th, 2:34 p.m. The way Edgeworth walks is kind of funny. Looks like we're at the boot again. With Lance safe, the focus of the investigation will shift entirely on the murder. You mean the infighting between the kidnappers, and also the identity of the remaining kidnapper. Miles, my boy! Tell me it's true! Tell me you've really found my boy! Yes, Mr. Romano, we found him earlier in the stadium. Then, my little Lance is unhurt? He's not exactly the picture of perfect health, but his life is not in danger. He's being questioned right now by Agent Lang. Poor Lance, it must have been so horrible for him. Locked up like a... Oh. Miles, my boy, I can't thank you enough. It was nothing. I'm still in shock over what happened to Oliver, but I have to say I'm relieved that Lance is alright. Oh, that's right. I mustn't forget to pass this on to Lance as soon as the police are finished. A letter. Hey, hotties! Yes, indeed! Wait, can you share those, Retrobit? I don't know the 8-bit deal with the glasses. Can you share those on Discord or something? I'd love to see them. Hobbies, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Another love letter. Take a look for yourself. Isn't this a breach of confidentiality? Whoa, it's a very simple love letter. Oh, hey, let me see. That's really weird. It's from a loan company, Tender Lender. Looks more like a collection bill to me. Oh, I think this is the loan company from Ace Attorney 3. Viola, your beloved Viola. I think it's from Ace Attorney 3, if anyone's played that. That's funny. I love all the connections this game has. Have you seen them, Huntress? You know what those 8-bit ones are? Hey, Ruiz! Nice to see you, Ruiz. Did you, Ruiz, I don't know if you got a chance to see my video yesterday on battleship collecting. I know you're more of a battler yourself, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm gonna have some fun this week making more. You can't give up, Lauren. One more try. Excuse me, I can't help but feel sorry for all the flowers you've gone through. I suppose if they were me, then... I believe you said it that you are Lance's girlfriend when we first met. Yes, I am, but... Oh, it's not like we both think of each other as lovers. But he did give me this ring, so I guess we're not just friends either. I mean, because this isn't just any ordinary ring. It tastes so sweet when you lick it. Oh, it's so wonderful. You mean to tell me that he gave you a lollipop ring? So which is it? Have you guys not decided if you're going out, or is it just one-sided? Decided? Shouldn't the parties involved naturally just know? My father used to work for Mr. Amano, and so Lance and I grew up together. I said it out loud. I don't see that's anything to be embarrassed about. So your father was an employee of the Amano Group? What did he do? I heard his job was to fly around the world on Pegasus. Pegasus? Oh, Pegasus was the name of the airplane. You had me there for a second. But now it's all changed. My father, he isn't around anymore. They were an actual thing. That's fun stuff. Ruiz, I want you to know, the end of April, we're doing another tournament, and it's going to be a big fun one for our 1-year anniversary. About 10 years ago, he rode off in Pegasus and never returned. Riding Pegasus to whereabouts unknown sounds like the stuff legends are made of. It's been so long, I don't think I'd recognize him if we were to ever meet again. I'm so sorry, Lauren. But I won't give in to the sadness. I have to live. Yes, Lauren, live. About this incident. But isn't the kidnapping already over? I've been there the whole time. I'm afraid I don't know much about any other incident. How'd you come to know that Lance had been kidnapped? Oh, that's because of my woman's intuition. You based everything on that? I know everything when it comes to my Lance. It's really strange. It really must be destiny. Ugh, she started fantasizing again. So what are you gonna do now, Mr. Edgeworth? We already established that there's a good chance the killer is the other kidnapper. It's my duty to figure out who this other person is. I believe there is one location that might hold a clue or two. How about the hideout? The obvious location is the kidnapper's hideout. Agent Lang and his men should be done with the area. There's no harm in asking that officer over there to let us in. Kind of, Ruiz. Kind of, but not really. I've kind of announced it, but not really. Star Force. You can find it here, Ruiz. You can log in here again. I kind of announced it, but not really. You were proposed to with frozen yogurt. Wait, Sid, was there like a fancy, did he like write in whipped cream or syrup or something? He was like, my beloved Sid the Kid. Is that how it happened? I'd love to know. Sir, nothing unusual or out of the ordinary, sir. Where have I heard such redundancy before? Is it possible for you to let us take a look around inside? Roger that, sir. That was surprisingly hassle-free. Are you certain? Didn't Agent Lang order you not to allow me in? That's true, sir, but Detective Gumshoe asked me to personally let you in, sir. And I couldn't refuse a request from him. Wow, looks like Detective Gumshoe has a following. Furthermore, I was asked to give this document to you, sir. What is this? The man in this picture, isn't that Mr. Oliver Deacon? The name here says Colin Deveray. The same name as the one on the back of the pendant. Convicted in a case 10 years ago and sent to prison. What was he doing here? Apparently broke out of jail and then just vanished. He must have become Oliver Deacon to cover up for the fact that he was an escaped felon. He bought it, handed it to me and said, so how about we get married and I choked on your spoon from shock. Oh. That's really sweet. It was like a really sudden, kind of subtle There was no... Did you guys have any discussions at all beforehand of like, of possibly getting engaged or anything? That's fun. It's absolutely alive. I'm excited, Ruiz, yes. Is there any sort of link between the victim's past and the current case? These police documents are rather detailed. I should take the time to give them a thorough read eventually. It's fine, let's focus on one thing at a time, starting with the kidnapper's hideout. Yeah, I agree, we should investigate first, think later. More than thinking things through, I think you should try remembering things first. Now, if you could please unlock the door, officer. Since then, the door's been wide open, sir. Sir, the door was locked down tight when they went to check out the room, so they got about 10 officers to help break the door down. I guess that means I get Agent Lang's leftovers. Well, let's see what we find. Oh, it kind of is like Final Fight. Hobbies, I was just thinking the way that Edgeworth moves I think is kind of funny, but you're right. There is kind of like a beat-em-up style of movement. Famous! Nice to see you, Mr. Famous! Famous, I gotta get you in on some raids. Are you interested in Tapu Koko raids? I'm pretty down to hunt for them. So this is where the kidnappers planned their foul deed. Well, you were tied up for a while in the room next door. Okay, please, must you bring that up again? Now then, down to business. There might still be some clues left in this room. Let's try to find out what we can of the other kidnapper's identity. Watch out, Mr. Edgeworth! It's a broken mirror. It probably came from the haunted house. Are they planning to repair this mirror? A sign advertising the photo rally. Yeah, but I do, and I'm gonna get my hands on the rest of the Badger family. You'll see. She definitely brings a decidedly different atmosphere to a criminal investigation. This must be where they dispose of old and worn-out costumes. It would seem that they throw the costumes away in pieces. Yeah, that is a Capcom game. Yeah, so Ruiz, I'll be honest, I didn't think of that number. I didn't count it up myself. To be honest, the number might not be right, Ruiz, because, at least for my purposes, because it might, I don't know if it counts multiple versions of games. Like, I don't know if Diamond and Pearl count as 2 games or 1 game, or Platinum for that matter. You know, I don't know if Star Force counts as 3 games or 1 game. So, we'll find out eventually as I play through more of them. But for now, the number is 1735. I copied it from someone else. Or I found it on a website, rather. Tapu Koko to prepare for primal... Yeah. Oh, wait, that's clever! Wait, that's actually really funny, Famous. Looks like only 3 cups were used. Hobbies, how was your weekend? And how was your week in general last week? Got me. It reminds me of the key we found in the other room. Must be the key for one of those trap doors. Hey, but isn't that what you're supposed to do when you see one? I'm not having this conversation with you. Poster of Gatewater Land. Yeah, I would agree. I don't count them myself either. Like, I'm not gonna play both Diamond and Pearl. I'll probably just play Platinum. I might play Diamond or Pearl and then Platinum. I might do that, but I kind of feel like I should just play the definitive version, right? Folding chairs, and by the looks of it, they were probably used by the kidnappers. 3 chairs around the table. Okay, shall we put together that logic? Three cups and 3 folding chairs. The common denominator between the cups and folding chairs is the number 3. Speaking of which, the number of missing costumes is also 3. Wait, but I thought there were only 2 kidnappers. Indeed, something isn't adding up. Is it possible there's a 3rd kidnapper that Lance didn't see? I'm really excited to get Kyogre and Groudon back because I missed those days for the Mega Energy. I don't think they know Precipice Blades or Origin Pulse, but I'm still happy to grind out that energy. And to get a good Kyogre and a good Groudon, because mine, I think my best ones are like 85% or something. I definitely need to get some better ones for Master League. A broken sword. Swords don't usually break on their own. Alright, then let's think about it in this way. Maybe it broke when someone was trying to use it. Hypotheticals aren't going to get us anywhere. Perhaps we should think more on this later. Actually, wait, I'm gonna check the door first. You're gonna drop that 80k for Black 2! Well, Famous, if I can make a request, would you at least let me play Black and White 1 first? Because I'm pretty sure you can transfer over your a little bit of your data for hard mode. Although I guess that doesn't really matter that much, huh? I would for sure want to play Black 2 or White 2 on hard mode, though, that's for sure. So maybe it's not that big of a deal. Take that! Seikai, nice to see you. You didn't need to remind me of that mortifying moment either. So this is the room next to the door we were held prisoner. You know, I took a peek in here through the door. As did I, Kay. The room was truly the kidnapper's hideout, and that means that there should be some clues to their identities here, right? You know, I'm pretty interested, Retro. I'll be honest, X and Y are among my least favorite Pokemon games. So like Kalos doesn't excite me, but I'm really curious to see how they execute upon it. And I like Mega Evolution. I think Mega Evolution is one of my favorite of like the more gimmicky mechanics. Okay, I was thinking maybe they were broken together. So I'm curious. I'm really curious. I mean, obviously we haven't seen much of it, but I'm extremely curious to see how it'll be. Door is thoroughly broken. Ah, here we are. Okay, so maybe the sword was used on the door. I know what you mean though, Sid. That is true. Scarlet and Violet kind of disappointed me. If the lock had been in use when the door was busted, the lock itself should be completely wrecked. The door had been forced open, yet the lock is intact. See, I've not even played the DLC, Sid, so I can't speak on that. I can't speak on that, but I'm curious. Oh yeah, let's do that, Kirito. Kirito, can you DM me to remind me again? I'll make an announcement about that. Remind me again in DM and then tell me which exact movie you want to watch. And I guess maybe help me find a link to it. I'm about opening once, you know. Actually, maybe should I have looked at the... Oh no, I already did the sword. I already looked at the sword. Mega Infernape! I kind of feel like we might get megas of the original Kalos starters, since we never got them. It'd be fun to get more starters in general with mega forms, right? Because it's weird, like no Johto starters, right? And I guess no Gen 4 starters either, huh? There was neither. It's a bit strange that the police had to force their way into an unlocked room. One look at the pristine lock and you can see that anyone did not have it in use at the time. The policeman said it took 10 minutes to get it open. Oh, I think the sword was locked on it. Yes, it was used to jam the door. Yes, I knew it. You see how the handle is completely destroyed. So that's how the sword broke. I thought that we might uncover the true identity of the kidnappers, but instead we've only uncovered more questions. Ah! Well, well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I correct? What are you doing suddenly popping out of the secret entrance like that? It's an underground passage used by staff members, sir. We Badgers also make use of it in our duties. Look, why don't you get out of there first and then we'll talk, okay? I beg your pardon, miss. Wait, was Mega Charizard Z in the background? Wait, not Mega Charizard X or... not X or Y? You think there's gonna be a third Charizard form? 2 pilots from the Dice Days. DM me as well, Famous. We can do that all together. We can watch your pilots and then we can watch Kirito's movie. Okay, I was about to say, holy cow. It's a bad... You scared me. You scared me, Pharaoh. So I'm like, Charizard doesn't need any more love. Charizard needs no love. Ah, yes. We gotta get all the pictures of all the badgers. Mewtwo Z. What? It's gone! But where'd it go? A bad badger costume is missing, sir. Oh, is that all? It's missing because the kidnappers stole it. Heard about how they were stolen, but they said only 3 of the costumes had been taken. Is he saying that more than 3 of them are gone? Mr. Proto Badger, please tell me a little bit more about the costumes you used. What do you mean by a bad badger costume is missing? We are 1 bad badger sword. Counting the spares, we have 2 of each costume on hand at all times. One of them is walking around the park, the other should be in that room. Actually, both of them should be in that room. Normally, we don't use the bad badger costumes. In fact, we only use them during a certain event at a set time each day. It's the Sage Show where the bad badger wreaks havoc around the park. Oh, this looks... Look how cute this bad badger is. Holding a gun, too, is funny. That's... You wouldn't get to see that in amusement parks around here, would you? Even though it's a fake gun. The other badgers must work together to apprehend him, sir. I'm speechless that such a show exists. Well, sir, I was just trying to explain to you the only time we use that costume. Then doesn't that make it near impossible to take a picture of the bad badger? Personally, I can't believe that it's this close to showtime and there's no costume. Oh dear, what am I to do, sir? All this basically means is that the kidnappers stole 4 costumes in total. And are you saying there are 4 kidnappers? No, I don't think that's very likely. Recall the costumes for a minute. What proves that a 4th kidnapper does not exist?
Take that!
This music is so good. If you had 4 people and wanted to steal a 4th, wouldn't you naturally go for the full set? Yeah, that makes sense. And yet the kidnappers decided to steal another bad badger. I believe they needed 2 bad badger costumes, but the question is why? Do we have enough logic for this? Oh, it could be in the trash. It could have been in the trash. Also, here's a question. Do you guys think they'll do kind of like Legends Arceus? And they'll give you 3 starters from different eras? I thought that was a fun way to do it in Sinnoh, rather than like Turtwig, Piplup, and Chimchar. I thought it was fun that they did like Rowlet, Oshawott, and Cyndaquil. I thought that was really clever. Second Bad Badger costume. I believe it may be closer at hand than we think. The costume in the trash. Wouldn't you say that it's wearing some very telltale pants? Let's get it out of there and take a look. As I suspected, it's a bad badger costume. Well, minus the head. What is in its hand? Look, its hand is hurts. Looks more like something was ripped off of it. Hey, Majin Fu, what's up? I think of the starters that get new megas are ones that already have megas. That's true, Pocojo. You're right. The megas seem like they're a big focus. So great to see you, Majin Fu. So great to see you. Timmy's a dork. Changed my mind. It's impossible. Impossible to change that mind. Absolutely impossible. Oh, Mega Flygon. We need Mega Flygon. I can't believe we didn't get Mega Flygon in Hoenn. What else needs a Mega? I feel like Mega Dragonite. Was Mega Dragonite the only pseudo? I guess Hydreigon, but I guess I don't think any 5th gen Pokemon got a Mega. No, Audino did. Audino did. So I guess Hydreigon and Dragonite would be fun as well. But personally, I'd be more interested in like random Pokemon getting Megas. I don't know what else I'm supposed to be looking at here. Oh, I have to deduce something. Oh, it's this gun. The gun should be in here. True, yeah. Raichu does not have a Mega. They want to make Mega Flygon, but couldn't put the good enough design. Actually, I think I remember hearing that myself. I think I remember reading something like that a while back, Pokejo. I believe what we have here is an inconsistency. Ruiz, my friend Cito loves Pal World. I have not played it myself. I've been focusing on DS games, but yeah. Mega Incineroar. However, you there, did you remove the gun from this bad badger's right hand? The gun is supposed to be securely attached to the costume. The rip itself confirms my hypothesis. It's a model gun and it can fire blanks. We use them for the stage show. Our kidnappers had a need for the model gun, my dear costume friend. No, not quite, Lich King. Not quite. It's Kalos, which is X and Y. I'm with you though. I had a lot of money bet on Unova being the Legends game, considering we haven't had a black and white remake, and all the Unova references in the DLC. I'm honestly, I was shook by Kalos. I found it surprising in a really cool way. In a really, really cool way. I loved it. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Wait, did you see that? Did you notice that little cop gave him a salute? Did you notice that little cop saluted at Gumshoe? That was fun. You gotta hurry, sir! Come on! What is it, detective? They found a blue badger costume down in front of the main gates. Isn't that one of the kidnappers? Alright. Let's make it out of here. Yeah, the Reshiram, the 5th gen lore would be great. And I'm with Hedgehog too. Black and White, I think is criminally underrated. I think, here's a really hot take. I think both Black and White and Sun and Moon are like among the best mainline games. I mean, obviously I love Johto too. I love Gold and Silver and all that, but I think they're both really good. Where's the costume, Detective Gumshoe? Just on the other side of the fountain, sir. Was it out here in the open all along? No, it was discovered in the tall grass back there. We moved it out here in order to examine it more thoroughly. Oh, look at that. Look at that keychain. What do we have here? Another pendant. 2 treasures in one day. And this pretty baby's made of platinum silver too. Another pendant on top of the one we found on Mr. Deacon. Is it possible that these two... Hands off, Mr. Prosecutor. You sure know how to cross the line, don't you? Ugh! A pendant, huh? This is a very decisive piece of evidence. How can you tell? Look here and read off what you see. Lauren. Hey, it's a name that's engraved on this. But isn't her name Lauren Pops? Aha! We have you now, Miss Kidnapper. No, you don't understand. Lolly. I can't believe you were one of my kidnappers. Lance. You're kidding. Miss Pops was one of the kidnappers? You know what, actually, to you guys who are my DS squad of fun info people, I would love to see the sales info for Black and White and Diamond, like other DS games. I would love to see how they compare. Because I loved Black and White, and I agree. I definitely heard that the sales weren't as exciting as the others. It was me. I held Lance hostage. So Miss Pops is one of the kidnappers. But even knowing that, I can't call this case solved or over. Hey guys, case closed. Get the car ready. I mean the special one for this young lady. Whoops. Yeah, this is again, Mr. Prosecutor. Are you proposing that Ms. Pops is also the culprit in the murder case? What happened? I thought Officer Meekins was your suspect. Ha! We found it. Found what? That officer's gun. He literally dropped it in the middle of a thick patch of grass. Your country's police are a sham. Just look at how careless they are. Who you calling a sham? The officer's gun didn't show signs of having been fired, so it can't be the murder weapon. So Officer Meekins has been cleared of all charges, I see. And that's when a brand new suspect comes walking onto the scene. The murder only happened because the kidnappers started fighting amongst themselves. As I recall, it was you who said that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? Miss Pops, did you really kill Mr. Deacon? Yes, I killed him. I can't believe it. Thanks for the confession. Agent Lang, it's too much early to declare this case closed. Look at you, so sure of yourself. We got the culprit's own confession and some very incriminating evidence. What more could you ask for? Miss Lauren Pops, I want to hear it from you. Tell me your side of all that has happened today, from the kidnapping to the murder. But why? I'm a kidnapper and the killer. Isn't that enough? It's fine if you're the one behind everything, but only if that's the truth. Now then, will you tell us the truth? Or is there some reason why you can't? Had a change of heart. I think I'd enjoy seeing you sulk away as a losing mutt. Alright, you heard me. Let's hear all about the evil deeds you committed today. Yes, thank you, Bokujo. I'm with you, Hobbies. I hope that Power World has influenced Pokemon in a positive way. I really hope that. Ooh, yeah, retro. That'd be fun. I would love to post it on the trail, you guys. That'd be great. And actually, I guess FYI, if anyone else is interested in hanging out with us, we have like a small group of people. We're like DS researchers to help make some good videos on it. Actually, I have some findings myself that I would love to share with you guys, which I think will be really fun. So if anyone wants to join that little group, you let me know. We're pretty fun. The one who came up with the kidnapping plan was that butler, Mr. Deacon. We knew that we could get rich by holding Lance hostage. Mr. Amano would pay anything to get his son back, after all. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me. There, are you satisfied? She just confessed to her crimes a second time. At least you have the guts to admit what you've done. I can at least respect that much. Miss Pops, is what you said really the truth? Yes, it is. If that's the truth, it certainly isn't the whole truth. Because there was something that seems a bit too improbable in her confession. What's Jade Cocoon. Wasn't that a game that came out recently, or was that just Cocoon? Is that maybe just a game called Cocoon? Switch is gonna have 5 regions. Oh, yeah. Wait, that's true, Famous. That's actually kind of crazy. Jade Cocoon's a PS1 game. With a Monster Fusion system. Okay, then maybe I haven't heard of that game. Which TCG Majin Fu? The Pokemon one they talked about at Pokemon Day? Art by Studio... Wait, what? Oh, that's insane. Oh, I need to know about that game. I spoke with him a few times at Lance's house. Yes. They only met a few times. I don't see how they could have trusted each other. But if you hardly ever talked to him, how could he trust you not to steal his plan? That's completely irrelevant. He was planning to betray her from the very beginning, which is why he chose someone he wasn't especially close to. Isn't that right, Sheena? Yes, however, Mr. Deacon made a very poor choice. In the end, he was killed by the one he intended to betray himself. Ha! Bet he didn't see that one coming. What is Sandland? Sandland's a goated manga? I've never heard of Sandland. Mr. Mono would pay anything to get his son back. Everything was going according to plan, but as soon as we got the money, Mr. Deacon turned on me and tried to kill me. Why do you think he did? I have no idea, but maybe he had planned on doing so from the very beginning. Wait, Mr. Deacon planned to kill Miss Pops from the very beginning. Was that ever really likely to happen? Also, does Lauren have a mark on her arm? Huh? I don't think Mr. Deacon would have ever been capable of killing you. Oh, she's got a band-aid. But why? We were total strangers. It's not uncommon for people to kill each other over money. Miss Pops, you really are clueless, aren't you? What do you mean? You never knew what your role in the kidnapping was, nor do you know who you really are. But I do, and I can show you this piece of evidence. Mr. Deacon would have been able to bring himself to kill Miss Pops. I think it's this, right? It has Lauren D on the back. Why are you showing this to me? So what about the pendant? This pair of wings, along with this piece of evidence, shows who you really are.
Take that!
These two pendants resemble each other, wouldn't you agree? Hey, you're right, they're the same color and they're even made of the same material. I believe these two pendants are actually one. Shall we give it a try? Wow, it's totally Pegasus, but why? Why does my pendant match up with Mr. Deacon's? You're a smart lady, I'm sure you can imagine why that might be. No, that can't be. So the two make a set, ha, just another trinket. It's not as though this changes anything. You lack imagination, Agent Lang. Very well, I'll show you with evidence. This is the piece of evidence that gives meaning to the Pegasus pendant. Oliver Deacon was just an alias for this man. His real name was Colin Deveray, the name that is etched on the horse pendant. I suppose he had to hide the fact that he was a felon in order to live. And it makes sense given what is written in his dossier. But what I really wanted to point out was this. This specific section reveals the true meaning behind the pendants. Mr. Deveray had one daughter, and her name is Lauren Pops. That's a lie! That person was not my father! He couldn't come out and tell you he was your father because he wasn't hiding. However, I believe he was trying to secretly watch over you. Do you still believe that a man like that could kill the daughter he was separated from? Or even that such a man might allow his daughter to get involved in a kidnapping plot? And what is so funny, Agent Lang? You're good at making things up in your head and deciding it's the truth, aren't you? I will say that this is... Edgeworth really came up with quite the story very quickly. Your thinking is much too innocent. After all, I thought of another possibility. Is that so? Well, let's hear it. Yeah, here we go. We got some more intense music. 2 games. The first had a monster fusion system. The influence of how a monster looks... Its genetic history, got rid of the system, but includes a beast amulet, rotating 8-slot battle system, with 3 slots facing the enemy at a time. Whoa. So this is his version of how things might learn the best from feeding. You'd have any other proof that they didn't know of their true relationship, right? And they knowingly committed the kidnapping together? As one really rotten family. Better take a good long, hard look at the evidence. Sounds interesting. I'll grant you that 2 of them are father and daughter. But isn't it possible they both knew that fact? It was no coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano. Oh, like triple battles. Okay, that makes sense. One is a butler and one is the friend of the son, you say. They probably thought that was their best shot. Is that what you honestly believe? And the 2 of them had made quite great use of their meetings. You mean how they plotted to commit this crime as blood relatives? Can I think of a better partner? They're certainly a clever pair. The butler and the girlfriend. No one would ever suspect that they were in fact family. Yes, from the very beginning they painstakingly practiced these roles well. Wouldn't you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well?
Hold it!
I believe you're being a bit too overconfident for someone with no evidence. Am I? Because I don't see you presenting any evidence to the contrary. Agent Lang isn't wrong. His scenario is certainly a probable one. I No, but first things first, is Agent Lang's line of logic factually correct? Did the two of them really knowingly commit the crime as father and daughter? Two of them are father and daughter.
Hold it!
You think they knew? Don't think only the victim knew. I think the girl realized it as well. They both knew who the other person was. They had to pretend they didn't. The victim couldn't exactly go around flaunting who he was. Let's take a look at the evidence, you guys. I might head to where his wife and sole daughter are. Lauren D. written on the back. I guess it's like, why would they bring these trinkets? If that's part of it. It does make you wonder why they brought them. Make good use of their meetings to plan the coincidence.
Hold it!
Yeah, actually, Retro, they did. Do you know Nino Kuni? Nino Kuni, I think, was Studio Ghibli as well, I think.
Knuckle back!
Oh, and a character designer, okay. This is tricky. Dominant hand, right. Stole a guard. Stole a gun from his guard. Thought he might head for where his wife and daughter are, but despite our surveillance, he's yet to show up. Isn't it possible they both knew the fact? No coincidence that the reunited pair became involved in the House of Amano. The two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this kidnapping. Isn't it possible they both knew this fact? I feel like the pendants matter. Lauren D. Likely wearing one. Body was moved, shot through the shoulder. Isn't it possible they both knew this fact? I'm having a hard time with this. This is tricky. Shaped like a pair of wings. Wolverine wannabe. I love his jacket though, Blue Ace, don't you? Maybe the fact that he's yet to show up despite the surveillance. the two of them really commit the crime as father and daughter. Isn't it possible they both knew the facts? What's proof that I have that Lauren didn't know that it was the father? Maybe the gem? The fact that it was separated, perhaps? I know, I want a fur jacket. I want a leather jacket in general. They're so expensive, but I would love to have a leather jacket. Yeah, I guess not. I think that's nothing to do with what I was saying. Put it away. Wow. Yikes. That's true. Langsy says, confidence is like a soul, and words without confidence are but empty shells. Although it's just as bad to say something in full confidence and be wrong. Oh boy. Would you say my scenario is perfectly probable as well? I feel like it's the dossier or the pendants, you know? Yikes. Mitsuru. Mitsuru's got great style, doesn't she? Okay, I'm doing poorly here. Oh boy. Okay. No coincidence that they became involved. Yeah, that's kind of I'm kind of with you, Lichkin. That sounds interesting. No coincidence that they became involved. So maybe the fact that it was indeed a coincidence, because despite the surveillance, he's yet to show up. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Kamen Rider W. Is that a video game? Or is it, I know Kamen Rider in general, but, Okay, to use their meetings to plan the kidnapping. Likely wearing one due to the footprint shape. I'm having a really hard time here. This is episode 3. But yeah, Lich King, maybe you don't have to look it up, Lich King. I don't want you to spoil yourself necessarily. I am having a tough time though. I feel like there's not a okay, let's really stop and think here. Let's stop and think about all the evidence that could be related to this. No. I know what Kamen Rider is in general. I just wasn't sure if Kamen Rider W was a show, if it was like a particular game. Detectives are definitely fun. Oh, good night to you, Sid. Thanks for hanging out and sharing us some fun, romantic, frozen yogurt. Costumes separate. Don't think that matters. The whole Badger family matters. There's still 3 costumes. Body was moved, shot through the shoulder. Isn't it possible they knew that fact? Maybe it's the fact that they would kill the father? That doesn't make sense. I feel like I've already gone over this info, but it's like it's going to be a piece of evidence or a statement that I haven't quite figured out. I have a lot of Kamen Rider friends up in here, though, for sure. Oh, wow. Am I going to be an evil Aichi? Is that I got to be here? I have to sound really whiny. Stand up, my avatar of darkness! Blaster Dark! It's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. No coincidence. No, hold up. I think it has to be because of the last name Lauren D. She would have gone by Lauren D instead of Lauren Pops. I don't know. Okay, maybe I should. Do I need to ask for help? Do I need Lich King's help? Wouldn't you say my scenario was perfectly probable? Again, it's like the fact that... The dossier... Yeah, I mean, I definitely, like, the soul daughter definitely matters. The dossier, I feel like the dossier or the pendants are important. She couldn't know that it's a soul. Yo, Conroe! Did I not already object to this? Okay, so maybe it's not in this one. Connor, this is so this game's about investigating. In the main games, it's like a courtroom. But in this game, it's just like crime scenes. So right now I'm having like a debate with somebody. He's like an Interpol agent. And I have to disprove him through logic. Yeah, see, I keep doing this dossier. So the thing is, I keep losing because I'm kind of stumped here because I have. Here, let me see if I can try and explain it. So basically, there's a bunch of evidence that you collect by investigating crime scenes, and then there's a statement that this guy has that's wrong, and I have evidence that contradicts it. Can you highlight words? No, you just highlight. You would just... I guess I already did highlight the words. I think you're looking up something that I did a little bit earlier. Because I did that a little earlier with the Soul Daughter. I'm sorry to hear that, Kirito. That's right. That's right, Smash It. We gotta yell objection even with these informal arguments. Isn't it possible they both knew the fact? There's no coincidence. Maybe I gotta press everything again. I'm gonna talk to him one more time. What father would kill his daughter? I've seen a lot of things in my travels, and I can tell you that being related by blood is sometimes proof of nothing. Isn't it possible they both knew that fact? You think they knew? Yeah, I don't think only the victim knew. I think the girl realized it as well. They both knew who the other person was, but they had to pretend they didn't. Because he was on the lam. The Badger figure. The Badger figure, is that right? Well, there's definitely a lot of... Costumes were separate in the head and body. I just don't see how the Badger would matter. Hey, Quality Kittens, what a nice name. Oh my gosh, whoa. Or Quality Kitters. Oh my gosh, thank you for the Prime sub too. Holy cow. Nice to meet you. What did you find us, Quality? Nice to meet you. What are some of your favorite games as well? Holy cow. That's so sweet of you. I'm stumped right now though. You're about to see me fumble and drop the ball here, Quality Kitters, let me tell you. Knapper stole 3 costumes, a blue badger, a proto badger, a bad badger. The body was moved. I keep feeling like it's one of these pendants or the dossier. Because if I feel like there's no way Lauren could have known, right? Like Lauren would not have known that was her dad. I mean, obviously she wouldn't have killed him, but I guess Edgeworth talks about that a lot. He was likely wearing a costume. Can only imagine a Kobold Lich King. Oh, I love that. It's been following you for a while. Haven't been able to... Oh, that's so sweet. That's really sweet, Quality. Oh. Well, Quality, tell us more about yourself. I love to ask more about that. I always enjoy my content. Oh, my gosh. That's really, really sweet. Well, the only... You know... I was going to make a bad joke. I was going to say the only... I don't make quality content. We only have quality kitters. It's horrible. That was awful. You can remove me. You can remove me. Oh boy. The blue badger. Would the blue badger really matter? I'm fumbling here. I'm melting into pieces. I'm melting to pieces here. I make quality content. Well, it's okay. It's maybe not super high quality. Oh, man. That's sweet, though. Thank you, guys. I'm working hard. I'm telling you, this is our year. I can't wait to start making DS videos, too. Yeah, what does the guide say, Lich King? Just say it. I feel embarrassed to even ask, but I feel like I've done most of the things that I thought. Let's go over where you find the evidence and in what context. All right, here we go, Connor. Well, the problem is a lot of this evidence just doesn't seem relevant. Oh, you're way beyond me, Lich King. This is way beyond. Yeah, because I don't... Yeah, I think you're beyond me. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. We've got... There's a mother and a father, okay? There's a mother and a father. And this Agent Lang, is implying that... that they knew that they were they knew that they were daughter and dad. I mean, it's such a weird thing this is such a weird argument in general, if I'm being honest. It's a weird argument in general, but anyway, he's arguing that they knew the relationship of each other. I feel like the only evidence that really matters for this are that there's 2 parts of a pendant. Yeah, because I don't have a bad badger figure, unfortunately. I guess I could examine this, though. I don't know. So anyway, we found out that they were daughter and dad because of this pendant that only the daughter has. And the daughter has it says Lauren D on the back. Like her name is... Lauren D is engraved. I see they wrote out her first name, but why just the D? Well, at least if I had to shorten my name, I could make it K. Faraday. Okay, so this pendant, though... This pendant is like, they go together. They make a Pegasus together. But then, like, Lauren wouldn't have known about... She wouldn't have necessarily known about this pendant, right? Although I guess that isn't necessarily proof that she doesn't know. He is part of an anagram? Yeah. The thing is, it kind of feels like it was a coincidence because the dad, the dad had the other pendant. The dad had the other pendant. And this is his info. He stole a gun from a guard during his escape like 10 years ago. We thought he might head to where his wife and daughter are, but despite the surveillance, he's yet to show up. Which, this makes me think that it wasn't possible for them to meet. Oh, actually, hold on a second. Hold up. Maybe this is it. The two of them made good use of their meetings to plan their kidnapping. But then, maybe... Oh, darn it. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die, folks. They made use of their meetings to plan the kidnapping. Won't you say my scenario? You know what? I'll just go through it one at a time and press everything. No coincidence that they became involved in the House of Amano. No, that's like failure dialogue. One is a butler and one is a friend of the sun, you mean? They probably thought that was their best shot. Is that what you honestly believe? Of course. Right, because there's a wealthy family, right? The two of them made good use of their meetings to plan the kidnapping. So the victim, the victim is the dad, and the victim was murdered by a gunshot that like went, it pierced him at an angle. Which is also odd, right? Like would Lauren have really killed her dad? They made use of their meetings to plan their kidnapping. You mean how they plotted to commit this crime as blood relatives? Can you think of a better partner? They're certainly a clever pair. The butler and the girlfriend. One would never suspect that they were in fact family. From the very beginning, they painstakingly practiced these roles well. Won't you say my scenario is perfectly probable? I believe you're being a bit overconfident for someone with no evidence. I don't see you presenting any evidence to the contrary. Would have been at a high vantage point. This is true, Blue Ace, but it's not... I don't think that's super relevant to them not knowing each other. Isn't it possible they both knew the fact? I think the dad knew. I think the dad knew the daughter. But then again, they were also wearing costumes. So maybe if they were wearing costumes, they wouldn't have known. They're wearing costumes, right? I honestly might look this up. I'm too nervous here. But it's also annoying because it's like, I feel like the answer to this is like something that I've already done. But it's like, which of the three pieces of evidence is it, you know? Hold up. Okay. Wow. This is crazy. Hold up. This is crazy. The two of them made good use of their meetings to plan this kidnapping. Yeah, the costume, I think... The kidnappers stole 3 costumes, a blue badger, a proto badger, and a bad badger. The two of them make a good use of their meetings. Okay. Somehow this is it. I'm really curious to see what the logic is here. I'm like, I guess I kind of meted myself out of it. The kidnapping wasn't planned by just 2 people alone. Oh, true! Oh my gosh. Okay, I feel really dumb. That's true. I knew that. I knew that there was a 3rd kidnapper as well. So... Oh man, wow, that threw me for a loop. I feel really dumb. And what kind of proof do you have of that? Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers. 3! 4 costumes were stolen from the Wild Wild West area. We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout. But as for the other wow, I was so glued to like the dossier and the pendants. Wow, I overlooked it. As for the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by 3 different people. We also found a set of 3 cups and 3 folding chairs. It all clearly points to a 3-man group. And I believe this 3rd person is the real mastermind. Who? Who's the mastermind? I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping. I think it was Lance Amano. I think he kidnapped himself. Yeah. Lance Amano! Yes, this abduction was in fact schemed up by Lance himself. Lance was the son, the rich son. Recall what he said when he appeared before us, because he has bills. We have evidence of his bills he has to pay. Did you see the face of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces, but 2. One was a woman. However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction of what he said. But I know I only saw 2 people. This guy was being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them. Ah, yes. About when you were being held. I have my doubts about what happened back then. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive? I really don't remember much anymore, honest. But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you? Yikes. Well, I'm at low life, so this is pretty bad. I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room blindfolded the entire time. But the kidnapper suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone. I made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could. Could have been Gumshoe. Through the underground passageway, I presume. You okay? Sorry, I really didn't want to recall that horrible ordeal, but now you believe me, right? No, not quite yet. Why do you look at me with those icy daggers in your eyes? Because he's a prosecutor, and because they're all like that. I'll have you know, Agent Lang, a prosecutor's eyes are for discerning the truth. One shot at the truth, this is true. And they should be interpreted to be cruel at times. There's a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little. Okay, time to take him down. I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room blindfolded the entire time, but I still got to see stuff. Interesting. By that room, you mean the room in the kidnapper's hideout, correct? Yes, but I was blindfolded the whole time, so I didn't know that I didn't know that until I made my escape. And you were in the same room as your kidnappers. It was definitely 2 people, and one of them was definitely a woman. I was so scared I could tell they were nearby, so I didn't dare make a move. But the kidnappers suddenly disappeared around the time I heard rain falling. Rain falling, that's interesting. It did rain a little bit. The kidnappers disappeared. The room fell into a sudden silence. I had been left behind like an unwanted mutt. And what do you mean by unwanted mutt? What a pointless question. It's not like he's gonna tell you anything new, you know. It's a poetic simile. You should learn how to use them too. You may look refined on the outside, but it's no good if you're not refined on the inside as well. My hands were cuffed, but it was a stroke of luck that they left me alone. Then those cuffs on your wrists, I suppose you're still cuffed in that case. I am well aware of how I am chained to reality. I couldn't find the key, so I'm afraid I'm stuck like this. Even though I escaped from that jail cell, I will forever be a prisoner. I made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could. How'd you manage to escape? I wanted to get out of there, but the door leading outside was locked, which is why I had to use an underground passageway. I remember our escape to be equally as hard. Okay, here we go. The door leading outside was locked tight, so I had to use the underground passageway. Right, here we go, it's the sword. Now I do the sword. So basically this sword was, the door wasn't actually locked, but there was a sword that was blocking it. You said the door leading outside was locked, but was it really? We're talking about that room behind the saloon front, right? Look, I heard it took quite a few men to get that thing open. Right, Sheena? Yes, that's correct. Oh, listen to this music. Then take a look at this. What is that, a sword? It's not an especially reliable one if it's broken like that. Allow me to start from the end. My conclusion is that the door was never locked. It was simply held shut by this sword, which was used to jam the handle. Lance, even though your hands were cuffed together, you could still use them. If that's the case, then why did you not simply remove the sword and escape? Well, why didn't I? I was disoriented. Yes, that's it. I didn't notice it. As if I should accept such a bold-faced lie. You locked yourself in that room because you had to make yourself look like the victim. But you did not in fact possess the key to the door. That is why you used the prop sword to improvise and create a prison of your very own. You've been making this guy out to be one of the kidnappers for some time now. I wonder if you've forgotten something very important along the way. And what would that be? A motive! What else? Do you honestly think that an upright, pure boy like him would hatch up a completely pointless scheme such as kidnapping himself? Oh, he needed money. He needed money. This boy needed money. This proves that Lance did indeed have a motive to commit this crime.
Take that.
To put it simply, Lance has a very urgent need for money. This is hardly your typical love letter. It is in fact a collections bill. It appears our upstanding boy has accumulated quite a debt. Isn't that right, Lance? Looks like it's hard being the son of a rich man, too. Must be rough when you have to resort to stealing from your old man, huh? Alright, I give up. I abducted myself. Lance! It's over, Lolly. In this life, we really are bound to our fates after all. All I wanted was to go with you to a new town, somewhere where no one would know us. I wanted us to be well off with that $1 million, but now the dream's over. Oh, Lance. Then you really are giving yourself up? Yes, I had planned to run away from this world with my Lolly. Oliver even helped us with the plan, but then he had to go and stab us in the back. He turned on you. Maybe he didn't want us to split the ransom money, that's my guess. It happened almost right after you made the drop-off. When we were alone, he attacked me all of a sudden. After a brief struggle, I was able to contain him and keep him under control. We left him inside that room as Lolly and I made our escape. We wore different costumes and split up. Lolly left first in the blue badger costume. That would mean the person Officer Meekin saw was Miss Pops. But right then, the old man just had to wake up. I was careless and he tackled me pretty hard from behind. Then Oliver put on a bad badger costume, took the suitcase with $1 million and ran. I contacted Lolly right away and warned her that the guy had a gun. They had no idea that they were related, so I thought it could only end badly. I still don't believe it. That person was not my father. Because if he was, I just killed my own father. Lolly, then it really was you? Holy God, that's terrible. That man was not my father. I mean, because at the stadium, there was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it. But that badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot, the other person crumpled to the ground, and I ran scared for my life. Okay, now this angle might matter a lot. I think the big picture is finally coming into focus, don't you? Lolly, forgive me, I didn't think it would turn into something so frightening. If only I could have protected you. So, Miss Pops, she shot her own dad without even knowing who he really was? If what she says is true, are you saying she's lying? But why would she lie about something like that? What purpose would it serve? You'd be surprised how often people lie without even realizing it themselves, Kay. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? What I mean is, listen very carefully to her confession once more and you'll see. All right, let's see if we can get this. That man was not my father, because at the stadium, there was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with 1 million. But that badger pointed his gun at me, aiming to shoot me dead. Oh, wait a second. Is it the lack of a gun? And it's only blanks. And it's only blanks. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. Okay, we should save, though, just in case. We should save just in case. Just, but I think this is it. I think this is it. Huntress. That's right, Lich King, Lich Jester, Kobold. Ooh, and that was not it. Alright, let's see what happens when I get a game over. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, don't think you pulled out the right piece of evidence. Yikes. I think your half-baked logic needs some more time in the oven, Mr. Prosecutor. You guys, what are you waiting for? An engraved invitation? Take the young lady away. Alright. Not good. Thus the truth was lost for all eternity. I can't believe I still can't believe I took, I can't believe I took so much time to, or so much life not thinking about the third person. Use the gun he got from Lance. Alright, let's press both these spots. Were you able to clearly see the gun? Yes, I got a very good look at it while he was pointed at me. Oh, father, why would you try to shoot me? Do you really think a father would shoot his own daughter, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't know. Don't want to believe it myself. But it's true, my father's left arm was raised! Oh, here we go! Oh, that's important. Miss Pops! Please calm down and take a deep breath, and then would you allow me to please hear that last statement one more time? Okay, we got her now. That's why you should always press. Colin Deveray was right-handed. I have here a dossier on your father. And according to this, your father was right-handed. Ah, then... the person pointing a gun at you from atop the stage was not Mr. Deacon. Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. I think you need to take a refresher course. The Bad Badger has a model gun attached to his right hand, which is why the only hand he could have held it in was his left. Ah, Agent Lang, were you paying attention to what Miss Pops was saying? Then again, I suppose I can't expect someone who has never set foot in court to catch it. Enough with the smugness, out with it already. Miss Pops told us earlier there was a Bad Badger pulling the suitcase. According to you, the Bad Badger had the gun in his left hand, which would mean that he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand. Is that correct, Miss Pops? And I'm sure it was the Bad Badger. It had those huge sunglasses on its face. But if that's the case, even I can see this huge contradiction. Yes, Miss Pops claims to have seen the Bad Badger, and yet the Bad Badger had both of his hands full. These two pieces of information contradict each other. Uh-oh. Alright, this is pretty bad to be at low life. Whoops. Oh boy. Okay. I'm getting too smug for myself. I'm getting too smug for myself here. I should be saving a lot more often, shouldn't I? All these crashes. Not to mention Huntress. I've my energy, my sugar crash too. All the sugar in my body. Kirito was the killer. Jester was actually a fairly high roll in court. He was the only one that could criticize the king directly. True! This is true. This is very true. It actually, I think there's a lot about life. There's a lot about life you can glean from that. That if if you're eloquent in a way and you can, like, present your information, if you can present your information in, like, a mofo way, you can get away with a lot of stuff. Okay. Agent Lang, were you paying attention to what Miss Pops was saying? Can't expect someone who's never set foot in court to catch it. Enough with the smugness, out with it already. She told us there was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with $1 million. Badger had the gun in his left hand, which would mean that he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand. Had those huge sunglasses. Bad Badger had both of his hands full. Let's save again. Let's save again. Let's save again. Okay, let's stop and think here. Let's stop and think here. They're both correct. Leaves us with an irresolvable contradiction. Miss Pop's entire statement rests on the facts that she saw his huge sunglasses and beard. But what if that bad badger wasn't wearing pants on the lower half?
Take that.
Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, this is like so frustrating. I really should not have, I should not have allowed myself to take so much damage in that earlier part. I should have like saved, I should have saved a lot earlier there. Okay, so they're both correct. They're both correct. Miss Pop's entire statement rests on the fact that she saw his sunglasses and beard. What if the bad badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half? Proves there was a way for the bad badger to freely use both of his hands. Just having a separate head that was left? Corchester. Oh boy, we should definitely have one. And I agree, having one for every president should be good. It kind of reminds me of Key and Peele. Yes, the heads are separate pieces. I agree. Let's go for it. The costumes have two parts to them, a head and a body. Oh, I get it now. The head Miss Pop saw was really the head of the bad badger. But it's not. However, is it not possible that the body was an entirely different badger? Whoa, whoops. To put it more bluntly, I believe that this was the lower half of the badger. The body of the bad badger really belonged to this one. Oh my gosh, I have to... Oh, this is bad. The body of the bad badger... I have no idea which badger it belonged to. I wish I could look at my evidence here. Cross bandolero. Oh yeah, is that what those are called? Cross bandoleros? Though I will say, I thought she was wearing... The only reason I think it might be the proto badger though is because I think Lauren was wearing the blue badger outfit. Whew, okay. The heck is it? It's the Proto Badger. And it's a simple matter of process of elimination. Miss Pops, I knew it, was wearing the blue badger's costume. And the pink badger was out of the wrong color, which would have been incredibly obvious. All that's left is the Proto Badger costume. Miss Pops, who was the one who wore the Proto Badger costume? That would be Lance. Are you saying what I think you are? That Lance Amano donned the Bad Badger's head and pretended to be Mr. Deacon? On top of which he plotted to shoot Miss Pops while wearing that hideous thing? The stage that was set up in the stadium was nothing more than that, a setup. And its purpose was to lead Miss Pops into believing she had committed murder. Standing there in front of Miss Pops and pretending to be the victim. It was all done so that she would pull the trigger. Ha! I have no idea what you're talking about. Why exactly would I have to do all that, huh? There is but one reason. Lance Amano, you are the real culprit behind the murder of Mr. Oliver Deacon. No! That's slander! Take it back! You take it back right now! Just out of curiosity, Lance, which is your dominant hand? I'm left-handed, but what does that have to do with anything? It depends. According to Miss Pops, her attacker held a gun in its left hand. Hey there, Leo. I'm with you, Huntress. You're not even American and you know how it is. Who is what-handed doesn't prove a thing, and besides, now you're just being absurd. It's not like the Proto-Badger was bulletproof. One misfire, and he would have found himself dead, right? Hey there, Cheese. Of course, logically if he had been shot, he wouldn't be here with us. But I believe he had thought of that as well and prepared accordingly. And this should be all the evidence you need. This is how Lance made sure that he wouldn't be hit by a bullet. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, how was Lance... Lance was sure he wouldn't get hit by a bullet? Oh, the blank. Oh, the blank.
Take that.
Woo! Nexit, thank you. I know. Yes. Yeah, you guys both nailed it. I came to the same conclusion. We found one half of a Bad Badger costume in the hideout, a broken one. Also Nexit, yay. Nice to see you. It was not the same one the victim was wearing, plus it was missing something. And that something is the model gun the Bad Badger carries, which can fire blanks. Miss Pops, where is the gun you use now? I threw it away into the sea. That makes it a bit tough to verify what it was. Although I believe that we can safely assume it was the model gun in question. 5 a.m. Ooh, that's good, Cheese. You're talking about Advance Wars? All you're doing so far is spouting pure conjecture. I admit that as long as the model gun is lost to us, I can't prove I'm right. However, I can say that the probability that I am right is very high. Okay, let's pretend that you're right and that the murder at the stadium was a fabrication. In that case, where do you think the murder really took place, Mr. Prosecutor? I don't know yet. Ha! Knew you were full of it. However, I do believe that the murder took place during an earlier time frame. Wait a second, it's simply not possible. Because I saw Mr. Deacon after he was restrained by Lance. She saw the victim in the state of being restrained. Oh my gosh, more testimony. I came back to the hideout long after the other two. By that time, Lance had already been subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. He tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam. After that, the two of us put on our costumes and made our escape. Oh boy. It's gonna get tough. So Mr. Deacon must have escaped after the two of you left. We thought it would attract too much attention if we left together. We planned to meet up again at the stage in the stadium, but then, as soon as I was walking through the park, I got a call from Lance on my cell phone. Oliver managed to escape. It looked like he was waiting until I was alone. He also stole the gun from me at that time. And from then, the murder happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard their plan to meet up at the stage. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Miss Pop saw the victim with her own eyes, which means that the victim was still alive at that time, wouldn't you agree? Why does that sound wrong to me? There must be something amiss on this account. Okay, we gotta press her a lot more. We need to heal, too. We need to heal our life. I came back to the hideout long after the other two. When exactly did you arrive back at the hideout? It was after we picked up the ransom money. And where were— yeah, we should save it again, Mr. Fab. This is true. Let's do it. This is true. Oh man, I can't believe I cannot believe I took so much life on that stupid father-daughter nonsense. And I was so glued to it, I overlooked so much evidence because I was like, this is not relevant. Connor was right. I should have gone through each evidence and piece of evidence and thought of it more. I was scouting the park out and making preparations for our escape. I walked around in the various areas looking for the best route. They each had their own role to play. After I was done, I went back to the hideout. By that time, Lance had already been subdued, or he had subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. How did Lance look at that time? He looked shocked. He also looked a little bit down. When I saw that sadness in his eyes, Thank you, that's enough for now. And what of Mr. Deacon? What was his situation like? He tied Mr. Deacon securely to the beam. That's right, jeez. You're sure it was Mr. Deacon you saw? Yes, I'm certain of what I saw. Did you go to the other room to check? Lance said it was best if I didn't get too close to him. Lance, he's such a kind soul. Then are you telling me you did not confirm that it was Mr. Deacon? I checked through the slit in the door that separates the two rooms. Oh, he had a bad badger's head on. That just had to be Mr. Deacon. The captive had a bad badger's head on, so I'm absolutely sure it was Mr. Deacon. So the tied up Mr. Deacon was still in his bad badger costume. Yes, and it would appear that she misread the whole situation. Should I raise an objection? The person you saw was not the victim. I will tell you why not with this. Uh-oh. Oh gosh. This shows us why the person you saw was not the victim. Okay, we gotta stop and think. It had the bad badger's head on. Maybe the stolen costumes? Hold up, we gotta stop and think. Time to present the badge. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm gonna make a little save here. This shows us that the person you saw was not the victim. Head was left in the isolation room. The dossier talks about his size, his weight. He has a right hand. Whereabouts are unknown after his escape. Stole a gun. Despite its surveillance. Yeah, I don't think it's the dossier. Yeah, we'll read the info. I'm with Connor. Alright, here we go. So this is a pamphlet of the park. Not really relevant. Prosecutor badge, not relevant. Alright, this is the Blue Badger Bible. This talks about, this just has information on all the costumes that walk around the park, because this is a theme park. The costumes separate into both a head and a body. This head was left in the isolation room. So I wonder if that's the issue, that it's the isolation room? That the head was left there? Because the body was found elsewhere? Let me remember, where did we find, because Mr. Deacon, his body was found in the trunk of a car. His body was found in the trunk of a car. Well, I guess it wasn't found in the trunk, but it was found in a garage. It was moved through a car called the Blue Badger Mobile. It was moved through a car, and then it was discovered in a different area called the Wild Wild West area. Mobile shop was parked inside the Wild Wild West garage. Yep. This is where the body was found, even though that wasn't the actual crime scene, because the body was transported. So maybe it... Not to mention the victim was likely wearing a costume. Oh, wait a second. Is the fact that he was wearing a costume important because she saw that he had his head on, but it was the bad badger? It was the bad badger's head? Okay, I think this is right. I hope this is right. I think this is right. Alright, it's not right. Alright, we're gonna reload. It was not right. Okay. I mean, it could just be the bad badger itself. The fact that the bad badger's head was separate and left behind in the isolation room. There's one of each badger inside the park that wanders around. The blue badger was Lauren. The proto badger was Lance. The bad badger was Oliver Deacon. Does that matter? By the way, what this picture is showing, there's 2 sets of each costume. Okay, because 4 characters are usually around the park, but then there were 3 kidnappers, right? So the pink badger was left over. The pink badger was left over because those other 3 blue ones were taken by the kidnappers. Maybe it was the fact that the body was moved? No, but she saw him while he was alive. She shot, or that's what she's claiming anyway. She saw. But then again, he could have already been dead with the bad badger's head on. It's possible he was already dead at that time. This is confusing. This is very confusing. I wish I had more life. This is very confusing. It could be the fact that the body was not found there. I feel like it's the fact that the head itself was separated. Okay, cool. Miss Pops, the person you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all. The person you actually saw was this person. Oh! Oh, that's right! Right. It was me, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, that's so funny because they threw the... Okay, wow, it was me. Because there was 2 rooms, the isolation room and the kidnapper's room. I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnappers abduct me even though I had handed over the ransom? It's not as though I saw the face of the kidnappers. If I were them, I would have just taken the $1 million and ran. But in the end, there was a point to it all, was to make me look like Mr. Deacon. And if that was the reason for which I was abducted, then I believe we can assume the victim was already dead at that time. Well, Lance, am I right? You showed Miss Pops a person, namely me, with a bad badger's head on, and then made your costumed escape together, or so you pretended. What do you mean he pretended? Exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape, and then doubled back to the hideout. Probably to come and remove the bad badger head from my unconscious self. And to create his fake prison with the prop sword, he then escaped via the passageway. Hold your tongue, boy. Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of words coming from Mr. Prosecutor's mouth. We've heard a lot coming out of you, but I've yet to see a shred of evidence. The victim's betrayal and his subsequent detainment. All of that could have happened while you were out cold. That's right, you were out for quite a while, Mr. Prosecutor. Even if that weren't the case, Miss Pops would still have seen me tied to the beam. I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go into the next room. I really have no idea if you were in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth. It would seem that you can't prove a thing. Who said that? Please wait. Mr. Amano. Ho ho, Miles, my boy. Looks like you're really giving it your all. By the way, this guy right here, he's a rich man, right? That's the father of Lance, who was the fake kidnapper and all. He also funded Edgeworth's education, so there's a bit of an awkward thing there. And Lance, it's not good to cause trouble for others. Dad! Let's see. You're the one in charge of the investigation, correct? Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry that my son has been nothing but trouble. This probably won't make up for anything, but I have some evidence for you. Oh, do you now? Is that what I think it is? It's the bad badger costume the victim was wearing and a gun. I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went and found these myself. It appears they were disposed of in the sea. Is there no one in this country who actually obeys the law? There. Now. Agent Lang, please calm down. Huh? What the heck is that scrap of paper? This appears to be a letter from the Chief of Police. Please allow Mr. Romano complete freedom to do as he sees fit, it says. What? The Chief of Police? What the? Just who does he think he is? The person who wields the highest authority in this area. Ho ho! There. There is no need to be so upset. Ha! I'm not a cop from this land, so I'm not bound by the laws of your country. Now. This wasn't meant to strong-arm you into anything, it's just a request. I'm only asking that you please respect the laws of this land. I can't say no to that. However, returning to the topic at hand, doesn't matter who found the evidence, its value remains unchanged. Let's take a look at this new evidence. I've already got the results back. I had a special forensics research lab that I'm on good terms with conduct the test. They verified that the blood in this costume belonged to Oliver. As for the guy, this is so sketchy. The only fingerprints they could find were yours, Lauren. What? You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such stress and heartache. Thank goodness I was able to find the final pieces of evidence. With this, you'll have no reason left to push my poor boy around. That's it? These are the case-making pieces of evidence? Ha! I'll be the judge of that. Could this gun be the actual murder weapon? Ooh, something inside the hat. What's this? Looks like there's something inside the costume head. Oh, pieces of glass. Sorry, but they're just pieces of a mirror. Mirror inside that, that's crazy. This bullet hole. Looks kind of burnt around the edges. Wait, those burn marks were left by gunpowder. This is a very important fact, because it is proof that the victim was shot at point-blank range. Wait, but that's interesting, because it was expected... We expected, based off the body itself, to be an angled shot. Are these not the most definitive pieces of evidence you've ever seen? Thank you, Dad. This should be enough to convince even Mr. Edgeworth over there. Boy, his dad is, Lance's dad is like, he doesn't even mind that he tried to get swindled out of $1 million. Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun. And they prove that it was Lolly who killed Oliver. But Oliver was also after Lolly's life, so Mr. Edgeworth, even you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense. Oh boy, that music is intense. The fingerprints on the weapon, huh? Oh no, this isn't helpful at all. Look, Mr. Edgeworth, all I want to do is save Lolly. But in the end, all I can do is watch on as she takes the punishment for your crimes. That may be all you can do, but I still have a case to solve and a job to do. The job of unraveling your insidious lie. You wound me. Why won't you believe me, even in the face of all this evidence? That's cool, though. Yeah, gunpowder and burn marks. Glass inside the costume, left hand, angled upward through the shoulder. Yes. Make no mistake, there are fingerprints on that murderous gun, and they prove that it was Lolly who killed Oliver. You sure are calm from someone who is accusing his own girlfriend of murder. You have it all wrong. Allowing her to pay the price is a form of love. She says that she also wants to pay back her debt to society, but Oliver was also after Lolly's life. Why? That's the dad. And why do you believe that the victim was set on taking Miss Pops' life? I suppose it's because he wanted to silence her. To keep her quiet, because she knows the truth. That's true. You could go shoulder down, right? You could go shoulder down. Because it's weird to go angled up. Like, at point blank, you'd have to go from, like, the hip, right? Like, hip upward, maybe? In that case, why did he not target you as well? That's because he knew that if he killed me, he wouldn't be able to control my father. Ho ho, right you are! Even if it cost me millions, I would have had the killer found. I believe he didn't kill you for an entirely different reason. However, I digress. So, Mr. Edgeworth, even you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense. Justified self-defense. I suppose that's a possibility given the circumstances. Oh, thank goodness. However, self-defense was not necessary in this case. Miss Pops is innocent. She didn't do anything, so why would she need to defend herself from nothing? You still don't believe a word I say, do you? The entire argument hinges on the fact that her fingerprints are on the gun. The truth does not lie there. It lies in whatever he's hiding from me. Oh, right. Wouldn't her fingerprints get washed away from the sea? Wouldn't her fingerprints have been washed away from the sea? Are you sure those fingerprints belong to Miss Pops? Also, wasn't she wearing gloves? Wasn't she wearing gloves? I had the best forensics techniques money can buy. I find that to be a bit peculiar. What? Are you trying to pick an argument with me? Frankly, I don't believe that Miss Pops' prints should be on that gun to begin with. And the reason why they shouldn't be on it is... I think it's the Bible, right? Because the Bible shows... Yeah, you're right. It's less about the water. I feel like we gotta show off the fact that it was there. Okay, hold up. We should save again though. I'm with Fab. Let's save again. Well, I feel like it's because they have gloves, don't they? Oh, I guess that doesn't show that they're wearing gloves. Maybe the Bible? You think it's the stolen costumes? I was thinking that this Badger shows it's simply not possible for Miss Pops to have left any fingerprints on the murder weapon, because while she was at the stadium, she was wearing a costume. But there's been no mistake, we found fingerprints. Well, Miss Pops, do you remember touching the gun at all at any time? Ah, yes, as a matter of fact, I did hold it for a bit back at the hideout. I handed it off to Mr. Deacon when he and Lance left for the haunted house to retrieve the ransom money. And there you have it. That is when Miss Pops found it there. Do you understand now, Mr. Romano? The fingerprints do nothing to prove that Miss Pops is the murderer. But you still don't have anything to prove that she isn't the killer, right? You seem very adamant about insisting that your girlfriend is a cold-blooded killer. Oh, Lance. What? No way! I'm incredibly worried about her. But that doesn't change the fact that you don't have any evidence, right? That's where you're wrong. I have the evidence. How? The story that Miss Pops killed the victim. This whole affair is simply not true because that was not the real crime scene but a setup. This proves that the real murder was not committed at the stadium at all. The glass fragments, right? Oh. Was not the glass fragments? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yikes.
Take that.
Okay. Well, I was thinking it was the haunted house with the glass. We should save though. I should have saved better. I should have saved more frequently than that. I feel like the glass would have been the issue there. Do you understand now, Mr. Romano? The fingerprints do nothing to prove that Miss Pops is the murderer. Good night, and funny. Good night, too, and funny. We're almost done with this case, but I've been... Gosh. It sucks that I've been at low life this whole time. Pops is hot, says Hedgehog. I would have thought it was the mirror fragments. How is it not the mirror fragments? Maybe it's the fact that it's got the gunpowder?
Take that.
Let us take another good look at the costume the victim was wearing. Then I believe you'll see why I insist he was not shot at the stadium. Oh, right, because because in the stadium it was from a distance. Okay, that's fair. That makes sense. The burn around this victim's bullet hole was made at point-blank range. The murder that Miss Oldbag really saw was two people that were separated by a distance. If the victim was indeed shot below the stage, there shouldn't be a gunpowder burn. Look at you, Mr. Smarty Pants Prosecutor. Since you seem to know all the answers, why not tell us what the real crime scene is? Lance set me up to look like Mr. Deacon back at the hideout. The murder must have happened prior to that. The haunted house, right? With the glass fragments. Here we go, we got it. The real location in which Mr. Deacon was killed is here. The haunted house. I think it's not unreasonable to assume the murder took place in the haunted house. The haunted house? And I have proof it is highly likely the victim was killed there. The glass. There we go, we got it. Can I your personal bully? These were inside the costume the victim was wearing. Fragments of a mirror. Indeed. You don't exactly expect to find pieces of a mirror inside a costume. It's actually pretty dangerous. There's one place I can think of where there's a plethora of mirror fragments, and that is the haunted house. Lance Amano, I propose that you killed Mr. Deacon with a revolver in the haunted house. After that, you stole the blue Badgermobile to move his body to the Wild Wild West area. The timing of when the blue Badgermobile was stolen confirms that as a fact. Miles, my boy, say no more. I'm sorry, Mr. Amano, but I cannot do that. Be quiet. Yes, please do something. Stop that boy from speaking any more nonsense. Ernest Amano, correct? I meant you. Be quiet, Gramps. Yeah, Huntress is still up. I love that you were still up. You got your coffee in your system. How dare you? I don't need words. The only thing I require is evidence. Decisive evidence. And to call those mirror bits decisive is a bit too presumptuous, Mr. Prosecutor. Sheena, wasn't there a mirror in the kidnapper's hideout? Yes, there was a mirror there. A mirror that's for the haunted house. You see, isn't it possible the fragments got inside the costume there? But Agent Lang, there were no fragments on the floor. Probability. Lang Z says, on Truth's path, the word probability does not exist. The only thing that does exist is definitive proof. The question, Mr. Prosecutor, is, do you have the definitive proof you need? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you? I have solid evidence that proves the murder took place at the haunted house. The answer is no. So, since you don't have any, shut up. I don't have the evidence yet, but I'm certain the murder occurred around the time I turned the ransom over. At that time, the only people at the haunted house besides myself were Lance and Mr. Deacon. I can prove the murder took place there. I can prove Lance's guilt in connection with the murder. What now, Mr. Edgeworth? Agent Lang, I have a special request. I'd like to prove to you that the scene of the crime was indeed the haunted house. Why in the world are you asking the werewolf for permission? Because I don't really have a choice if I want to find the truth. Alright, permission granted, but you're not to touch a single thing, got it? That won't be a problem. All that's important to me is that the truth is brought to light. Doesn't matter by who or how it's done, as long as it is. Huh. Sheena! Put in the paperwork for the authorization immediately. Understood. I'll go get the Gatewater Group's approval. Who was that? Now. Let's hold on for a second. There's no need to obtain approval. Mr. Amano. Agent Lang, if you would please take a look at this. What is this? Sheena! It's the deed to the haunted house. The deed? Read it out loud. Gatewaterland Incorporated hereby bequeaths the property known as the haunted house to Mr. Amano for the lump sum of $1 million paid in full cash? What? Ho ho ho! As you can see, I'm now the legal owner of the haunted house. Are you kidding? When did you... I ran into the owner of the park earlier, and we made the deal almost immediately. How quickly things move when you can prepare $1 million in the blink of an eye. That $1 million you paid. Don't tell me it was... Oh, that's right. That disgusting suitcase belongs to you, doesn't it? I don't have any more use for it, so you may have it back now. You used the ransom money. My Lance is a good boy. He even apologized for the kidnapping a bit earlier. So I do believe that I will forgive him. After all, he did return the ransom money. That's the way things are, so if you would please discuss things with me from now on. Discuss? What is there to discuss? Why, permission to enter the haunted house, of course. Huntress, you can't go to bed until we finish this. While we were busy listening to Lance's story, Mr. Romano was out there preempting us. Permission to search the haunted house is denied. End of discussion. Agent Lang, I want you to arrest that girl. And Miles, you should hurry on home now, my boy, before I really lose my temper. Mr. Romano definitely has the deck stacked in his favor here. What should I do? If I leave it like this, the truth will be lost forever. Yikes. Okay, I want to keep going because we're so close to beating it this night. I feel like this is definitely the end. This has got to be the last chapter. Somebody who's gonna crash, just not Demi, though. Yeah, I'm glad the coffee fiend's fueled up, though. If I can't get permission... I'm curious how German coffee is. If I can't get permission to investigate the crime scene, the truth will be lost. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Okay? Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing spacing out? Have you forgotten? There's only one thing you should do at a time like this. And what is that? When the people are in a bind, the hero of justice appears to save the day. Look, you just leave it to me. For I am Kay Faraday, the second of the great Yatagarasu. Did I pronounce that right, Lichkin? But I thought you were a thief, not a hero. The Yatagarasu is noble and is always a thief of justice. That's... of course! If we have enough information, I can recreate the inside of the haunted house with this. Plus, if we then factor in everyone's testimony, you can recreate exactly what happened when I dropped off the ransom money. We may be able to figure out some new information through this. Agent Lang. Ah, so you want to use your little toy. Be my guest. Okay, hang on. You're all about to witness the power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Detective Gumshoe, is there a copy of the haunted house's blueprints around the police's reference documents? Yes, sir. We got it just in case we need it for the kidnapping case. Alright, I'll input the haunted house data then. What? What is this? Where are we? It's like we're inside the haunted house. Even if we can't inspect the real location, the path to the truth slumbers here. If I can successfully navigate my way using logic, I'll ultimately arrive at the truth. Now then, I believe I'm ready to investigate the crime scene. This is so dubious. What should I recreate first? But I'm gonna make you do all the hard work. I'd like to inspect the moment in which I was ambushed by my abductor. The two of them were definitely in this place at the right time. I just come out into the hallway after leaving the money inside the dining room. At that time I saw a badger slumped on the floor at the end of the hall. You were thinking things were oddly realistic. And there we go, we're good. You're Batman, Huntress writes. The finished Batman. Ladder lapping. I also thought it was strange. However, I thought that maybe it was simply a mannequin that was set there for atmosphere. No, it was too dark to tell. All I saw was its silhouette. Programming complete. Well, it was probably Lance who did it to me, right? Which meant that it was... I started walking towards the exit. And that's when you were struck from behind, right? Yes. But that's odd. The hallway's a dead end. Where'd your assailant come from? That's easy. Oh my gosh, I still have 1 HP? I still have 1 HP? I didn't heal? That doll I saw wasn't really a doll. It was in fact a costume kidnapper. He used the costume as the perfect camouflage. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Lich King. That is total obstruction of justice. I'm also pretty sure if the police want to, they can still investigate if there's probable cause, you know? I can think of no better place hiding than this. Just don't use it to do anything criminal, okay? Well, Lance? What are you asking me for? As one of the kidnappers, I figured I should give you the chance to confess first. I was one of the kidnappers, but I don't know anything. I did come up to the haunted house, but I never set foot inside. I left Oliver in charge of packing up the ransom money. He didn't set foot inside. Is he telling the truth or is it a lie? You're claiming it was Mr. Deacon who assaulted me. Mr. Deacon was the bad badger. Oh. The weapon being in the left hand. Okay, I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. Can't recreate something I know nothing about. The attack came from behind. I have no idea, but I doubt it was someone's bare hands. I was hit on the right side of my head just above the temple. Bit of blood, but it wasn't anything serious. Anything in the hallway that could have been used as a weapon? Certainly the sword. Okay, we really need to keep saving, but...
Take that!
Oh no! Good night, Hedgehog! You're gonna miss the end of the case, so well. I took too long. I took too long. It's possible that the culprit took it with him after using it to me. It may be worth a more thorough examination yet. What test do you want to run on the sword? Oh yeah, luminal for sure. If there's blood. The culprit was wearing a costume at the time, so a fingerprint analysis is useless. Let's run a luminal test. Agent Ling, may I ask for your cooperation in this matter? Huh. Like I have a choice. Sheena, call in the lab boys. Except for a dab on the left side, it would appear that the badge is spotless. The left side of the sword hit me. Oh, if the left side of the sword hit me, then there's no way it could be the bad badger. Yeah, that can't be right. Deacon being left-handed. Or Deacon being right-handed. According to this document, the victim was right-handed. Guess I should change which hand is holding the weapon, then. Hold on, you two. You didn't think I was going to ignore something like that, did you? What are you talking about? Look, no interrupting when I'm about to have a little fun. Ha! Even if you changed your recreation, you'd only be wasting your time. It's not possible for that thing to hold something in its right hand, you know. But Mr. Edgeworth's logic is... What's that thing called? The bad badger? Just let me take another good look at its right hand. I forgot the weapon isn't in the right hand because there's already a gun in it. Huh. Precisely. You knew that already? Yes, and I know that the badger was holding the weapon in its right hand. Are you aware of what's coming out of your mouth? You just contradicted yourself. I have evidence, of course, proof that the culprit held the sword in his right hand. This piece proves that the culprit held the weapon in his right hand. I think it's the sword itself, right?
Take that!
The answer is the weapon itself. I won't, Hedgehog. Oh, popsicles. I wish I could send you popsicles. American popsicles would be fun, but they would melt. I could send you, like, otter pops that you freeze in the... Do you know what an otter pop is, Dark Huntress? Oh, if the culprit had used his left hand, the blood would be on the opposite side. The replica's holding the sword in his right hand. I don't know what's going on anymore. Giving up already, it's simple. If he can't hold the sword in his left or his right hand, then the one who struck me could not have been the bad badger. Are you paying attention, Lance? Mr. Deacon could not have been the one who struck me, which leaves only you as our primary suspect. Fine, it was me, I hit you. Appears you lied to me yet again, but how quickly the lies catch up to you, Lance. Wait, isn't Lance left-handed? Ah, yes, but that's what makes this deception all the more interesting. He used his right hand to make it look like Mr. Deacon had been the one to strike me. For you see, firing a gun with one's non-dominant hand is difficult, but that level of dexterity isn't required to swing a prop sword. Okay, please input this new data. The one who hit me from behind was Lance, the proto-badger. Yes, yes. Exactly, Huntress. That's exactly what it is, yes. With different colors and sugars. Now we have a faithful recreation of the situation around the attack on me. And what exactly is so funny, Agent Lang? That amusing little gadget sure packs a punch, right, Sheena? Yes, it was all I could do to hold my laughter in. Hey, don't make fun of little thief, you mean old werewolf. He and Mr. Edgeworth are doing their best. You had your little fun, but it's my turn. I've sat quietly listening by, but that crude conclusion that you two keep spewing don't whet this wolf's appetite. There's no guarantee that your toy will always show the real situation at any given time. All it displays is whatever information you put into it. So true. Well, when you put it that way, your suppositions are wrong. It's not your fault, so I'm gonna let you slide on this. And what exactly is the trick here? A trick beyond what your tiny imaginations can produce. Sheena! Here you are. Now then, what you missed, girlie, is written right here in this pamphlet. The 7 Wonders of the Haunted House, the Disappearing Badger. What is this? I'd say someone around here was spawned at theatrics, and as you can see, they set a doll down at the end of the hallway for that purpose. Basically, the blue badger you saw was just a stupid doll. Cappuccino popsicles. That's a fun thought. Proto Badger has a sword. Just like Proto Man. Throws your whole theory about it being your attacker right out the window. But that can't be right. Maybe the culprit hid the doll somewhere. And then he laid down and pretended to be it instead. If the criminal couldn't even hide himself in the hallway, how could he hide a giant doll? You get it now? Thanks to your presumptions. Your logic started off weak, and it led you to the completely wrong conclusion. Now get off your high horse. Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, I wonder if you could please input the new information for me. You don't know when to quit, do you? I can't quit, not until I declare that I found the truth. Agent Lang, for the additional information, you have my thanks. There you go again. We'll see if I care. Okay, I'm updating the recreation now. Half art, half science, yeah. I would say more like pseudoscience in a way, but at least this case, right? This is pretty flawed, I think. And all fun! Yeah, definitely all fun. That looks really weird. Look at how it changes from the blue badger into the proto badger all of a sudden. If the slumped over badger was just a doll, then where was my attacker hiding? Well, that's what we're gonna find out, right? So come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Recreation can't be right, which means there must be a contradiction. Pieces of a set of armor are in a pile. Suppose this sort of interior design is meant to bring out a sense of abnormality. I won't rest until I've inspected every single spot here. Blue Badger was just a doll for use in the haunted house. But the one who killed the Blue Badger was the bad badger, right? According to the Blue Badger Bible, it says that they are each other's worst enemy. All because an ally of justice and the other's a vile criminal with a gun. They were destined to battle each other. Much like the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. Edgeworth is such a weeb. Depending on events, really gonna get pretty close to actual events. That's true, listener. I was just thinking to myself, in this particular scenario, it's like, it just seems unlikely that like blueprints of a haunted house would be as accurate. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about this, but I agree. I think real life, in the real world, you could probably get a lot of better info. True crime scenes, yeah. What's the contradiction here? Oh! Wait, you're right, Lich King. I think it is reversed. Yeah, you're right. Hold on a second there. There's something wrong with this blue badger. The way the belt is on him is opposite of how it should be. Did you make a mistake? That can't be. I inputted the image data exactly as it is in the pamphlet. So then why is the blue badger dressed up in reverse? Good call, Lich King. Awesome job. Okay, we need to get more logic data. When you take a look around, it almost feels more like a house of mirrors. Who's ever heard of this many mirrors inside of a haunted house before? We know this is the real crime scene thanks to the mirror shards. Ah! It's a mirror house, huh? So it's reflected? Something different about them. The ones we found earlier are thicker. Some sort of design on the back. See, this is, like, finding new evidence like this, I think, is very sketchy, right? Could it be that our pieces are not pieces of these mirrors? Finding evidence here, I think, is a little sus. Kay, do you remember what you said earlier? What I said earlier about what? How this building may as well have been a house of mirrors? House of mirrors. Oh, that would explain the reverse or reversed mirror image. Might be nothing more than the reflected image of a real one. Then the blue badger you saw was just a reflection. When I looked down the hallway, I thought it was perfectly straight. However, if it was a mirror, then it would actually form an L shape, right? Precisely, I was deceived. The hallway was almost pitch black. And there was a beam in the way that obstructed my view of the other hallway. Wait, but why build this place like that? It sounds pretty pointless to me. Okay, this house is just another attraction at an amusement park that created a mirror wall for this very specific purpose. For the disappearing act. That's easy. As it's written in the pamphlet, the main draw of the attraction is the mystery of the disappearing badger. You mean they built the mirror for that trick alone? But you said you saw the badger, so it was definitely still there. You're right. You're right, Cheese. Moving the mirror wall is pretty good, right? To remove a reflected image, simply move the mirror. First, the mirror was constructed so it could be moved. Then beyond where the mirror was, an empty hallway had to be created. When they wanted people to see it, they would open the mirror. They wanted to hide it, they simply had to close it again. This explains why the other side of these fragments have a design on them. And if the pattern is the same as the other walls, then where the mirror is closed, it would blend in with the rest of them. This is the mirror trick that the haunted house employs. And this also proves the existence of a hiding place. Think about it, Kay. There was a place that was outside my field of vision.
Take that!
There was a very large blind spot, one I could not see beyond, and it was right here. If my assailant hid on the other side of the movable mirror, you wouldn't be able to see him. He didn't even need to do anything about the blue badger doll. How is this? I wonder how this blue badger doll is relevant to the case at hand, though. I guess we're just trying to break down everything. Shouldn't the mirror wall be broken right now? We can probably assume it is. It's most definitely broken. The question is, when was it broken? Since we found these inside the victim's costume, that would mean that the victim was there when the mirror was broken. Wait, that sound. Leave the money and go. That sound I heard was most definitely the sound of a mirror breaking. Okay, input some new info. Sorry, but I need you to recreate something for me. Sure, whatever you need. If you could first recreate this hallway just before I enter the dining room. Now this, I believe, is how it was right before I entered the dining room. Although at that time, I thought it was but a single straight hallway. And then I went inside. It was around then that I heard the sound of a mirror shattering. Yes, I believe it was then that the mirror was broken. Alright, so when you stepped outside in the hallway again, the mirror wall should no longer exist, Kay. You know what? I like it, Lich King. Instead of it being a doll, it was probably him in his costume dead. Because we know that he was killed in a costume because of a lack of blood and the way that his body was transported. Wait, but with the mirror gone, the culprit lost his hiding spot. So where did he go in his proto-badger suit, Mr. Edgeworth? With the mirror gone, he simply hid himself in the branch hallway. Not yet. An even larger contradiction has now reared its head. Perhaps you didn't notice, but this recreation contains a very troubling inconsistency. That he could still see a badger? Is that the inconsistency? What's the inconsistency? I also don't know who A and B are. I don't know which one's A and B, but I guess... Is it the fact that Edgeworth could now see the end? I don't think that that matters.
Take that!
Okay, I guess it did matter. Oh yeah, the lack of a corpse in the hallway, maybe? Okay, take a good look at the end of this hall. There's no blue badger there. The blue badger that I saw in reality is not there. This is the final point in the long chain of logic, the last remaining contradiction. So let me get this straight. When you came out of the dining room, you saw a badger, right? And that is precisely where the final contradiction lies. Something that shouldn't exist was there before me. Who or what do you suppose it was? Yeah, I think the dead friend.
Take that!
The badger I saw was in actuality the dead victim's body. What? Agent Lang, the entirety of my complete logic is my final decisive evidence. The murder happened in the hallway of the haunted house at the time of the drop-off, and you consider the moment I heard the mirror breaking to be the real-time death for Mr. Deacon. Maybe it was due to their fighting, or perhaps it was their life-shattering bullets. But no matter what the cause was, the hallway mirror wall was indeed broken. Ha! You were in the house at the time, right? You telling me that you missed the sound of a gunshot? There were a variety of sound effects playing at the time. All for theatrics, I assume. The gunshot must have blended right in. Aye! Now then, I'd like you to recall something for me. Who was it that was there with the victim in the haunted house? Who was the one who had the opportunity to rob the victim of his gun and use it on him? It was you, Lansamano! Oh my. I'm sorry. We got that confession. It's not like I had a choice. Oliver turned on me all of a sudden. He snapped and turned violent after I hung up on you. He shoved me to the ground and straddled me. I fought back as hard as I could, grabbed his gun, and I shot him. The bullet must have went through his body and shattered the mirror. If I hadn't taken his gun and shot him first, I would have been the one you found. He's a hardened criminal. He escaped from jail. See? That's justified self-defense. My boy was only trying to protect himself. That remains to be seen, and it will have to be resolved in court. Agent Lang, I leave the rest to you. Ha! As if you were the one in charge around here. Guys, arrest these two and get them out of my sight. Wait! I had nothing to do with the murder. The only person who should be arresting is Lance. Dad? Sorry, but you're not slipping away that easily, Mr. Ernest Amano. You tamper with the evidence you could cover for your son. What a great dad you are, willing to risk it all. Truly touching. Grr. By the way, do you know why I'm really here? And how could I possibly know the answer to such an asinine question? You wound me. I came all the way across from the sea just to see you, you know. You came to see me. What's that supposed to mean? I have a few things to ask you, Mr. Amano, about a case from 10 years ago. Case from 10 years ago? Oh, what's the name that you use around here for that case? Sheena! It's known as the KG-8 incident. The KG-8 incident? Oh, so you remember it. Good. Then you'll recall that the trigger in that case was the Amano Group scandal. Specifically, the charge of an international smuggling ring. Smuggling, there's that word again. At the time, the person that was arrested as the ringleader was Mr. Amano's very own secretary, Mr. Colin Deveray. Ah, Father, even though you pushed the crime onto your then secretary, Mr. Deveray, I always suspected that you were involved with the smuggling ring, Mr. Amano, with Mr. Deveray arrested in place of you, which is why he then broke out, and you hid him from the police, right? You hid him in exchange for his silence on your dirty little secret. Now. Please calm down. I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. Pretend to be ignorant all you want. We're taking you down to the precinct anyway for a nice long chat. Who's holding it? What the? Who the heck was that? Oh, it's this guy. I'll take him down to the precinct if you don't mind. And who the heck are you? I'm Jacques Sportman, and I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Oh, Jacques, thank goodness you're here. Don't jerk me around. This is an Interpol case, you keep your paws off my suspect. Sorry, but I can't comply. I got the backing of the prosecutor's office. See, in this country, we prosecutors work with the police to bring cases to court. So if you could please cooperate with me here, that'd be great. Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? Sorry, but I hate prosecutors, the whole lot of you. Guys, arrest the two suspects. Oh, I almost forgot. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, is it? I'd like to thank you. Thank me? Yeah, for working so hard to fulfill my goal. Hey, is that any way to thank someone? What the heck is that supposed to mean? You were so relentless with Lance that you forced Ernest Amano to tamper with the evidence. Thanks to that, I finally had a legitimate reason to arrest him. So how does it feel to bite the hand that feeds you? The hand that feeds me? I'm not sure I follow. Ha! It's no use pretending with me. You're the one, right? You're the corrupt prosecutor that's working for Mr. Amano in the smuggling ring, right? No, I would never do such a thing. Ha! What the heck? Our intel's never wrong. In your prosecutor's office, there's definitely someone working with a ring. Ah, so Agent Lang suspected my relation to Mr. Amano. That must be the real reason behind his antagonistic attitude. On top of that, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? There were non-stop rumors flying around about forged evidence with that guy. You're not twisting the truth behind those closed courtroom doors too, are you? The courtroom is a place where the truth is revealed. Well, don't worry, it's not only you, the whole lot of you can't be trusted. Yeah, you're right, Connor. A prosecutor who never lost in 40 years, every defendant must be found guilty. Fueled by those ideas, is it any wonder the courts produce nothing but falsities and lies? It would seem that his disdain extends beyond just me. Prosecutors, the courts, why is this man so angry with us all? Rest assured, the next time we meet, I won't be so forgiving. So don't you forget it. Please wait. Agent Sheena. Why does Agent Lang hate all prosecutors so? Lang is the head of the long-honored House of Lang in Zhangfa. The heads of all police-related divisions in that country were of Lang blood. Were? What do you mean by that? Aren't they still? They were revered, but that was long ago. They don't hold that sort of sway anymore. And it was all because of the courts. How can that be? A prosecutor once withheld and tampered with the evidence one of the Lang detectives found. That evidence's purity was tarnished and it cost the Lang family its honor and trust. But not all prosecutors are like that. Even so, Lang will never respect the court again or any prosecutor. So Agent Lang is a man who hates all courts and is unwilling to forgive prosecutors. Man, what a piece of work that guy is. Come on, Jim. We better catch up. Yeah. We still gotta deliver that thing to the old man after all. Yeah, that was about Von Karma. His mentor, Retro. Detective Gumshoe, I think it's time we wrapped ourselves up and headed home. Yeah, aren't you going home too, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I've done nothing but be entangled in one mess after another since my return. If it's alright with you, can you drop me off at my office? No problem, sir. Excuse me. Yes? What is it? Thank you very much. Ah, it's okay, no need to thank me, pal. Just doing my job as a detective. I guess I was fooled pretty badly by Lance. Oh, cruel fate, what's a woman to do? And I think I never realized my father was right there. I never said anything to him. I knew it, I'm a failure. Miss Pops, I wonder if you know why your father participated in the kidnapping. No, I have no idea. Your father died while he was trying to stop Lance, which means that from the beginning he had no interest in the staged self-abduction. Why did he? I believe it was because of your presence, Miss Pops. Lance realized that the two of you were related, which is why he used you as a hostage to coerce Mr. Deveray into cooperating. As a felon, he could not tell you of his real relation to you. However, as the Amano family butler, at the very least, he was able to watch over you. It was all he could do, but that was the shape of his overflowing love for you. Go on, speak your mind. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Although there was no need to thank me. Ah, no, Lauren, stop. This man's so much older than you. Is Edgeworth? Edgeworth adds to his harem with every single case. We had Rhoda Tenero. Looks like you got her completely stolen away, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to go, sir. Your technique is way beyond the level of a great thief. What are you going on about? Wow, your deducing skills may be sound, but you have no street smarts. That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. Yeah, I mean, he still hasn't figured out who I am at all. If you haven't remembered in all this time, I guess I'm just gonna have to say it. This isn't the first time we met, you know. Well, what do you mean, pal? Mr. Edgeworth, how do you know this girl? Huh. Looks like you totally forgot me too, Gummy. Gummy? Here, maybe this will jog your memories. I promised I'd return this to you one day, remember? That single piece of cloth took me back far into my past. To that fateful day 7 years ago, when I first met the then-child Kay. And Detective Gumshoe. Oh man, this next case I think is my favorite in the whole game. Justice and fangirls. I think it's fun to have old Edgeworth. Okay, this is definitely, it's too late to continue as much as I would love to. Good place to stop as well. Let's save it up. And that is a really good time to call it there. Thanks, my friends, for watching and hanging out. Dark Huntress, thank you once again. If you guys missed out, Dark Huntress is in Germany. It's really early in the morning now that I think about it. She sent me this huge care package full of goodies. I cannot believe how much she stuffed inside of it. It's absolutely amazing. Good night to you, and thank you very much. Oh, and NTH! Oh, wow. He came just at the end. I love it. Good night to NTH. Good night, my friend. Good night, Cheese. Although, NTH, tell me what happened in the game. Nah, you're good, Triple. Don't even worry about it, man. Don't even worry about it. You failed, gang. Not at all. You're good. You're good. Also, good night to you, Lich King. Good night to you, Sekai. Good night, Connor. Good night, Smadget. Good night, Poka Joe. Who else am I missing, you guys? Am I missing anyone else? You have an important decision. Oh, I know what you're talking about with an important decision. That's spicy. That is spicy. I know exactly what you mean with an important decision in P3. Alrighty. Good night to all of you guys. We'll continue with more Edgeworth tomorrow. We might finish this game this week. Because tomorrow we can beat Case 4. I'm pretty sure we can beat Case 4 in one day, I hope. And then I think over 2 days we can beat Case 5. Although Case 5 is really long. So maybe not. It might not be the... Oh no! I dropped everything! Okay, I gotta clean it up. Anyway, good night to all of you. Sleep tight. See you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your evening. Days of Ruin is approaching soon. Cheese, you're right. You're right. All right, good night, you guys. Peace out.
What's the general dummy operation? What's